door. It's fine. So, is my mic a decent volume? That's the first question I need to get right out of the way immediately. That's the reason the chat was there, is because I had to redo everything because all that happens automatically, you see. It goes in and out automatically at the start of the stream, blah, blah, blah. When I hit my end screen thing or my start screen thing, it does like 7 things, right? It changes my Twitter name, it times everything, it unmutes me at exactly the right time. That's why the timing's correct. It moves the chat in, it changes to the next thing, it lets that fade out, blah, blah. Does all that. But because OBS updated, it kind of broke it and I had to reset it up. And anyway, hi. Good. My mic setup also reset itself. So that's cool. I'm very briefly just writing in my gallery counter because I forgot today. Well, I don't really forget, but I had pasta. I'm gonna have a protein bar. Oh shit! Live protein bar. Matt, protein bar time. What are we fucking on today? We're gonna do an iPod, but first I'm gonna. So I've set up a bunch of different things. Last Monday, the day of the of course, very, very somber occasion, in which we had to witness an old man, exist and claim to rule over everyone. But yeah, when I did that, I had a bunch of problems with the camera I decided to use, which was an Elgato face cam because it doesn't have autofocus or anything. I was causing problems, and I had the camera and the light, the ring light on like a mic arm, so I could move it around like a sort of desk lamp thing. But both just didn't really work, so I've changed it. Also, my ring light broke. It broke over like 3 days. It just went, it's not working. I got it replaced. It's got a ring light. I've got a whole mounting thing with a Logitech Brio on, which is like a 4K webcam, which was glitching a little bit, but I changed the USB port and it's fine. Just 60 has a really nice focal length that goes really close. So that's above, that's permanent. And the Elgato face cam is on an arm that I can move around as a side camera. And I've set up my little Stream Deck, my little pedals, so I can change between them hands-free, right? So, and I've set up a screen. So, first of all, oh wait, which one is which? Oh no, it's the left one. Okay, so if I press this left one, oh, hey, Hey, I think, oh, frame rate, oh, that exposure's weird. I'm gonna have to mess with this a little bit just because I say this is the first time I've got to use. I do not want that to just remain correct, please. Who stamps? Oh yeah, the stamp. Why'd you show me IPODS? As I explained last week, just use average metering. Look, Elgato is one, you can set it. Logitech's a bit shit, can I just say, right? Because the Elgato one, it just works straight out the box, right? If you save there's an application for it, but if you save any settings, it saves it to the device, and you don't need the application open. Logitech's one, I have to have an app, Logitech Capture, open. If I close the app, the camera goes. Like, I'm gonna close the app, watch. And, love that. 10 out of 10. Logitech, right? They make really good hardware, I think. Logitech make very good hardware. Their software experience is... I have Logitech keyboard and mouse. The software experience is horrendous. Have you tried using a proper camera instead of a webcam? They are expensive. And also the setup would have to be a big faff. Why does it say type something now? Their app, by the way, it's got like these built-in... Why does it just say that now? No! You type something, Dad. Why is that there? Go away. What? Go away! What? Oh, but fuck me. Yeah, so annoying. So annoying. Oh my god. It's like its whole own thing. It's like it's whatever. I wanted to turn off. Is it the? Well, that's the exposure, isn't it? Oh, that's an exposure thing. Right. it has no option for me to change the exposure. That's good. By the way, if this doesn't work, I'm trying this. This was the only webcam I thought I'd try. If this doesn't work for whatever reason, I'm going to return the webcam and try something else. Like, this was my last... Because a webcam is just simple than not. I just plug it in via USB and that's it. And I can mess with everything on the system. If I have to use a camera, it's just a bit more faff. I wanted it to be a webcam. I wanted it to be the GOG face cam, but it just doesn't... You can't mess with the focus. Oh, image settings. What? Oh my god. No. Yeah, I can't. There's no exposure options at all. Why? I can turn off auto white balance. Oh, I can turn off autofocus. But auto exposure, no, remain on. That is. Also, by the way, I've got this here today as an example. Actually, I'm going to turn off autofocus just so I'll turn it back on as I say. I found this. I went to my storeroom today to just get some stuff. Found this. It's helping hands, but it's like magnetic, so you can like take these off the base and move them around. They're rubberized. You know, put them wherever. And this is a fucking magnifying glass which shows you a light. Wow, rad. Right, and you can move everything around. It's got these like standoffs as well. And right, if I press this little hands-free button, this foot. Whoa! Look, I can move it. Wow, isn't that neat? I could have it there. Oh, I could put it there. Or you could be like, oh shit, oh shit. It's a bit cheap. I don't remember owning it. I'm assuming I got it as a gift at some point. I have never noticed. That's actually quite a nice framing. But look, I can hands-free, I can swap. Look at my hands. Look at them in shot. Look, I'm not using them. I'm using my foot. Oh! And I can switch back to that as well. Hands-free. It's nice. If I go back to this camera, I can sort of show you slightly. There's a ring light. There's the camera. There's the ring light on a mount. I've put one of my old monitors here, which can move around easy. I've got the chat on there. But also if I want to look up an iFixit guide or whatever, I can put it on there. I was going to put it on the other monitor, but that's where OBS is, and I have to look over. That's right in front of me. And I still have the monitor, so fuck it. Might as well use it. There's all my stuff. Wow. There's all my stuff. There's my desoldering gun. Pew, pew, pew. My soldering iron. Oh, I've got this, which I need to mess with at some point. My Dremels back there. I've got my heat gun, my thingy, all my bits and bobs, all my stuff. Look at all my fucking car, embodying collar. There's an iPod thing here for some reason. I would like at some point to have some sort of picture-in-picture thing. So like I could have both on screen at once in theory. But that's a problem for later. Look, I'm just gonna be honest with the setup, right? I've spent a lot of money on all of this. Like the cameras as well as all. Like I took out a loan, and it was to do also some of the rest of my apartment as well. But like I want to say about a third of the loan I took out a big loan to do everything, was to just redo my office basically entirely. Like I got a new desk, I've got new monitors, I've got new equipment, I've got new everything, I've got all of this stuff here. All of this stuff is new. Aside from that monitor and all the cameras and stuff like that, which I thought of as an investment. Well, right, I can move this down right low. The way I've got it set up on the arm is upside down, so I can go right low down there, right to the bottom, and I've got it on like a multiple arms, so I can fully manipulate it. Investment, yeah, because these make money is the thing. How I've actually set it up is the loan I took out, the repayment on the loan, or the average amount I make on Twitch a month. So Twitch is paying for that currently. Lewis Rosman. I mean, look, I like Lewis Rosman. Look, Lewis Rosman, IPODS, Big Clive, Actions. You know, I'm a boys. I noticed the exposure on this camera. You notice my hands look quite natural here, I think, like color-wise. They're under the ring light. And I think everything's bright, but it's... I mean, I can turn the ring light down a little bit. I can do it via an app, but it's quick to do that. But then here, they look a little... It looks a little overexposed. I mean, you can see the different color science between each camera. I can have a mess with it. I just want to check if this works. So, today, right, I thought we'd have a bit of a... By the way, this is the iPod I disassembled last week because I haven't moved it. Because I want to keep it disassembled. Because someone suggested, and I really like the idea of doing that thing where you get frames and you put them in a frame. And I like the idea of doing that because this is broken. It was broken when I disassembled it. But I still think it has value. I think it's a nice piece of, like... I think that's cool. Also, right, look, if I hold this up to the camera, which is way up here, right, and I turn autofocus... Oh, I can do an Ashens. Come on, Ashens mate. Oh, look. Oh, Ashens mate. Oh, look how close that focal length is. Now that's what I'm looking for. That's the kind of focal length I want. Where you can right see everything. Yeah, the other camera could not do that at all. It could not do that. I mean, I can focus it manually, because the thing is, this one, I mean, it doesn't have autofocus if I move it close. It's got a fixed focal length, like it just is blurry. The thing is, right, what I've realized is this camera, this is the Elgato face cam, and Elgato stuff is very much built for the one purpose it's made for, right? Like, this is made to look close to what a DSLR would look like pointed at someone's face, from like in terms of a stream, from like arm's length away. That's what it's meant to emulate, but that's all it does, right? That's all it does. So it's not, there's no flexibility to do. All the Elgato stuff is nice in terms of, it's kind of a prosumer sort of like production thing. But the reason they're affordable is that they are really fine-tuned to just do that one thing really well and nothing else, right? Like, I mentioned it last week, an Elgato Wave 3 mic will be, you know, sound pretty similar to this for vocals and do all that stuff in build. But if you want to use it for anything else, it's not going to work very well, whereas an SM7B is really flexible as a microphone. And the same with this Logitech Brio. I mean, it's a webcam, but it's a very flexible webcam. I mean, it's got a very good focal. Oh my God, you can see the hair. You can see the hair on my knuckles. Look at that fucking focal length. Knuckle hair. And this is a way more flexible camera. It's more expensive, but it's more flexible. That autofocus, see, that's why I'm turning the autofocus off, just because it's kind of trying to find focus when I'm not looking, but whatever. Which is the problem. This camera as a face cam, which, boop, boop, here it is. On and on. This camera, if I was actually using it as a face cam, would be very, very good for it. But in its current use case, it's not. And yet, the prosumer word, it's kind of like the word AA games developer. It's not really a thing, but everyone knows what you mean. It's definitely kind of, both words are used to describe this sort of mid thing, right? That is not like, because prosumer it's not, because there's entry-level production, right? And prosumer, and they're different things, even though they're going to be around the same price, they're different things. Prosumer, consumer stuff is always meant to be really simple to use, relatively speaking. And this Elgato thing is, all the Elgato stuff is. Whereas your professional stuff, I mean, all of my audio setup, as Oliver will say, because Oliver helped me set this up, is just an actual, like, you would get a similar, like, setup to this in a studio, in a lot of studios and stuff like that. And it's a faff to set up properly. You have to know what you're doing, and I didn't. I have an idea, but the Elgato, you just plug and play, which is great. Same with that camera, but obviously they're different audiences. I put this here, by the way, just to show it off. I don't actually need it now. I mean, I might in a bit, but I don't know where to put it. It's a bit too big to live on the desk permanently, but I'm not really. But I mean, all the magnets just come off and it goes flat. We could sit in a drawer potentially, and this just plugs in via USB. So it's plugged in under the desk. In a USB port. Weirdly, it came with an Amazon plug. I don't know why. It's not made by Amazon, but it came with an Amazon plug. I'm going to put this somewhere else. I went to my storeroom to get, I had the iFixit Helping Hands, which is like a little weighted thing, and I couldn't find them. I found that, and I went, oh, fucking hey. I am assuming I got it as a present, because I don't remember ever using it. Right. By the way, do you want to see what £600 worth of stamps looks like? Fucking, this is like, you know when someone spreads the fucking money on a table? As me with stamps. Stamps. Delightful. This is a month of the Patreon prints, if you're wondering. This is the postage for the Patreon prints for this month. this is like, if I think this is the most expensive single cost we spend on the prints is stamps. Because all of these sheets, right? These are £2.55 each. £2.55 each. And on this page, obviously 25 of them. So this is worth more than a £50 note. And it is worth its value written. So, and these are 66p each, these, and there's 50 of them per sheet. And these are the ones we sent to Europe. They're just here because I don't have the... Oh, September, they're going to get shipped out. I mean, yeah, they're going to get shipped out. I haven't got them yet. FYI, that's why these are sat here. Everything's ready to go. I haven't got them yet. There's been some delays. We were a bit behind from last month, and also some stuff happened this month, which I don't know whether I'm allowed to say what it is. Steve mentions it in next week's vlog. There was some nerd-cubed family stuff. But I got this week. I got the new mailers. I got the new mailers. These are the new mailers that they have made for us, right? Because for the longest time, if you ever followed the mailer saga, Dan said in the Patreon podcast. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay, cool. It's in the Patreon podcast. Yeah, Daniel's grandma passed away. So these are the mailers. The old mailers. Do I have one around? Hang on, give me 2 seconds. I don't think I do. I think that's small. Yeah, I think it's small. The other side of my office is still a mess. I have not had the chance to redo it. But the other mailers, basically, we used old ones, then we switched to these because these are 100% recycled. But they didn't have a tear strip on them. They didn't have a tear strip, which this tear strip here is really nice, right? Because, you know, just because the previous ones of these, when you just had to tear them open. And I contacted loads of manufacturers being like, hey, we want custom-made mailers because no one really makes these custom-made things. And every single one was like, oh, we'll only do it if you have, you know, a minimum unit order is like 20,000. I'm like, 20,000? We don't need 20,000. And like, it's a prohibitively expensive entry cost. Now, granted, it's in bulk, so they work out cheaper overall, but obviously just the price of that over that might be that's like 2-3 years worth of prints. And I'm like, we're committing to doing the prints for a long time, but I don't know what's going to happen in 3-4 years, you know. And equally, it's a huge amount of money in one go. And we don't have we are not the nerd cube from like 2015 where there was a lot of capital in the company. Like there was a lot of money just sat in the company that we could use to buy stuff. We don't have that anymore. Where our finances, the company wise, are month to month at this point. Like we do not have the capital to do that. But I was going to buy 5,000 of these, and the company I was getting these off, I contacted. They're a small company. They're based up in Preston. These are 100% recycled. 100% recycled. Whenever you see recycled envelopes, they're usually like 30-40% recycled pulp, and the rest is virgin. 100% recycled, completely plastic free. But it didn't have a tear strip. And I went, hey, look, I want a tear strip. And they started looking into it. They were like, oh, we'd have to buy a new. These are stamped. They can also print on them. And they were messing around with these for a while where they were a bit weak. Now, admittedly, they're a little weak still. You see how that bends when I fold it? See how there's got that interim bend here? I'm a bit worried about that. But the prototypes they sent over, that was really bad on. They've adjusted the pressure of the machine now. So basically, I should be able to seal them like that, and you can rip them open. This has no plastic on. This is kind of style that Amazon used, like a zip. So you can rip them open, and these were made for us. But they liked them so much that the ones that they sell on the site now are these ones. So we've got them to change their entire product for us, which is nice. So these are mailer. But so I got these are for next month. I've got 450 of these for next month. However, I got these just to make sure they were okay, basically. And then I don't know if it'll be the next month because we're a bit late now, but either the month after. We're going to get these with custom printing on. Rebecca's going to do a custom print artwork, so it's just going to be straight on the things. We don't have to put a sticker on them. The whole thing will be a custom artwork. They print them on them before they cut them, interestingly. Every other Every other place I spoke to would just take this and put it through a printer. The other ones, they're like, this place like, no, before we even make it, we print it. I'm like, okay. So they can actually print on the back. I'm not going to do that. I just have to, the reason that's delayed is because, sorry, this is a slight aside about prints. I know, very enthralling. Currently we're using stamps. Right, we're using stamps on these. And we want to move to franks. A franking machine basically prints the postage directly on. Like, it's a big printer, and it prints the postage onto it directly. They're about a third cheaper than stamps, and obviously it's automated. I can put a pile in, it goes from, and it puts the postage on them, which sounds rad. 2 problems. A, you need a big space for them. That's about this sort of, they're about this sort of size. The stamps are about like this size. So you need a space for them. And Royal Mail's guidelines say that they have to be printed on white. Now, I don't know if you notice, these aren't white. These aren't white. So, now, we can print them on brown, and I've spoken to some people like, yeah, we print on brown, they're fine, but I'm like, I don't want to buy 5,000, because if we're doing the frank, I need a gap in the design here. And then I don't want to do that, have 5,000, realize they're not reliable with the frank at that point, and then it'd be a problem, just have to go back to stamps because there's a weird gap. I might actually ask the company who's printing these if they can actually print white on them as well. I'll ask, because that would actually solve the problem, but it just look a bit naff. I don't know. My point is, they're going to be printed on. These are going to be the mailers for next month. And look, custom nice rippy boys. Because, yeah, custom nice rippy boys. Made just for completely recycled, 100% recycled, 100% compostable. No plastic anywhere. The plastic, we put the printer in like a plasticky thing, but it's not plastic. It's biofilm. And look, when you get your prints, you can be like, oh shit, I've got my NerdCube prints. And, you know, it's, These designs, by the way, there's a reason a lot of the ones put plastic on the back of them, because these ones without the plastic or any sort of thing often just don't come off cleanly. You're going to have to accept that, because if you want that, you need to put plastic on them, and we're not putting plastic on them. So, yes, it is a slightly worse rip tab experience than the one we had with plastic, but it doesn't have any plastic. So, like, you know, that's the... It is the middle ground, basically. How do the shipping labels work? Well, I say currently they're just stamps. But franks are just, you buy a franking machine, which is like a big printer. And it's connected to the internet, basically, and you buy the postage directly on credit. Well, not on credit, but you buy the postage directly, and it's sort of it's kind of technically owned by Royal Mail. It's an interesting process, but I said they're way cheaper, and it's automated. And I would like it to be not only because it's cheaper, obviously. It's way cheaper, and that's our biggest expense. We'd be saving like 200-300 quid a month. But also, it's automated, right? So currently, with these envelopes, I have to take these, put the NerdCube sticker on them, sort of there, put the address label on them, and then put this stamp on them, and then package them. And that's quite a time-consuming thing. But if I could frank them automatically, and the design's going to be printed on, then all I need to do is put the address label on. That's automatic, and they'll be pre-branded. So it'd cut down my workload a lot. And also we'd be saving money, so it's a win-fucking-win. What's your strategy for the addresses? I literally have a label printer. Like, it's over here. Press the button. It's not on. Oh. It cuts custom-made labels, and I just print the labels off, take the paper backing off, and stick them on. Now, I got a load of the printer paper just because it's cheap. Doesn't use ink, it's a thermal printer. I've debated trying to look to printing them directly onto them. Printing the address directly onto them, but I can't find a good way to do that. It is a brother printer. It's cheap. That's good. I like it. I haven't found an easy way to do that. And as I say, if that's all I'm doing, sticker-wise, I don't mind doing it. Like, the faff of me finding a solution to that, and buying new equipment or whatever, it would just be a big faff. And I say, if I'm just doing that, it takes me a few hours. It's fine. It's fine. It's just combined. Each sticker takes me a few hours. So now I've got, because I have to put 3 on, the branding sticker, the address envelope, address label, and the stamp. It takes me like 10 hours all in just to label them. And that's currently, we're upping the volume. We're going to be shipping out 700 a month. No, 650 a month instead of the 400. I think it's not completely sold out yet, so about 600. But yeah, we're doing more. So that 10 hours would probably go to like 15 hours. And that doesn't include actually packaging them. That's just putting the stickers on. So cutting that down would be nice. I also have started wearing gloves while I do it because, oh my god, these make it... Oh my god, handling so many of these makes your hands really dry, turns out. Yeah, there's a little... There's some print update if you're curious. On the camera. So, actually, as well. Actually, one of the reasons I went to my store is I was looking for my ESD safe bags. I have these little ESD safe bags. So when I disassemble these, I obviously want to frame them at some point, but I don't have a thing to frame them in. So I've just left this sat here. And there's obviously a whole load of loose components, and I don't want to just put it away somewhere. What are you? Are you my MacBook screw? You can't be my MacBook screw. Oh. Oh, there's little tiny fucking screws. You can't even... Where's it gone? Oh my god. Look how tiny these screws are. I'm going to put it on my little finger. I'm going to put it on my little finger. Bring it right up to the camera. Autofocus is not on. I'm going to have to... There's no OBS integration with this kind of stuff. I'd like an OBS integration to enable and disable autofocus, or like a stream. Look how fucking tiny... My breath breathed it off. Tiny fucking screw. These were used to hold the end of the iPod. It used to hold the iPod in the case. Little tidbit. So, but what I'm doing for the time being is I've got these. I'm going to put it in this, which is way too big, and it's not ESD safe, but it's a place to put it. Which gets it out the way. But I've ordered more small ESD safe bags that I can seal. They're basically just Ziploc bags that are ESD safe. Which, granted, I don't really need ESD safe bags, but they'd be handy because obviously if I'm midway through a project or whatever, I would not like to short the equipment. This is broken. Put that away. So, box rip your hands apart. I mean, I haven't been ripping my hands apart, but they do just, let's just say it's, oh my god, my hands were so dry. Like, 1 month I did it and my hands were so fucking dry afterwards, and touching everything was horrible for like a week, and I went, oh my god, I need to wear gloves. So I have to wear gloves while doing it now. So, iPod-wise, oh, there's the old iPod battery. I need to find a good way to dispose of battery. Well, actually, it's two things. So, I've got all these iPods here. Now, I've got screws just everywhere. There's many I could disassemble. There's some I don't want to disassemble. But obviously, we've disassembled a 5th gen. Or a 4th gen. 4th gen. We've disassembled a 4th gen. That's the one you just saw. We've already done that. I've got these. That's another 4th gen. 4th gen nano. These are 1st gen nanos. I've got 3 of these. We could disassemble a 1st gen nano. These are 2nd gen nanos. Do I have 2 of those? I swear I have 2. Where's the other one? I definitely have 2 of these because I own a silver one. I don't know where it is, but I own 2 of those. That's the 2nd gen nano. These are 3rd gens. We could open one of these up. We obviously opened up the knockoff, which we found last week. This is a knockoff. I didn't even notice. The screen being weird should be a telltale sign, but I just kind of got this and I half assumed it was damaged and it'd been replaced with like the screen had been replaced with like a bad third-party part. But no, this is a knockoff iPod, like a fake. Not a knockoff, but an actual fake. We open that up because it's just got a small screw, but we can open one of these 3rd gens. We open up a 4th gen. I have a 6th gen, but I can't open it up because the battery's, and it's basically just one of those. I've got this 7th gen, which lean over to get my little cloth. This is a 7th gen, which is my only one. Basically, for this purpose, I only want to open one. I only want to disassemble ones that I have more than one of. Yeah, this is a 6th gen, which is a weird one with a weird screen. It's one people use as a watch. I don't want to disassemble that one. Also, it's got the excellent "A Happy Birthday, Love Ollie." Happy birthday. I will admit, I've put this camera here just because I have it spare, right? I could still send it back, I think, and I might. Because I'm like, oh, I'll show it up close like this. But obviously it doesn't have autofocus, so it's kind of useless. And this one up here is quite high up. And I have to turn the autofocus on. Maybe I'll get 2 Brios. Happy birthday, Love Ollie. Delightful. Maybe I'll get a second Brio. Right, you're gonna have them disassembled and poised in resin. Not in resin. I'm not gonna fuck around with resin, but I will stick them in a case and have it displayed. Because some companies sell them, and I think they look really nice. I can do them myself. Yeah, people use these as a watch before they got an Apple Watch, because size-wise, they're quite similar. And it's obviously got a clip, so people just use it. You could get these accessories that put like a band under the clip, and a lot of people use it as this little like precursor to an Apple Watch. Quite thin, actually about as thin as an Apple Watch, but obviously it doesn't have any health sensors on or anything, which sort of makes it less useful as an Apple Watch. It's got a weird 30 pin on the bottom as well. I quite like that one. That's a shuffle. There's a weird period of time where these 2 iPods existed, and this was the Nano and this was the shuffle, and they're not much different. And this one has a screen. This is my only shuffle. I'm a bit annoyed. I want more shuffles. This is the 4th. There's 4 generations of shuffles. This is the 4th gen. The 1st gen was like a taller one. The 2nd gen wasn't much different to the 1st gen. The 3rd gen's a really weird one, because the 3rd gen had no buttons on it at all. Was it the 2nd gen? One of them had no buttons at all. It was just this little pill-shaped thing with no buttons. All it had, it was a pill with a headphone jack, a single headphone jack, and a little switch. Little switch. That was it. You used the controls that were built into the headphones. That's how you controlled it. There was no controls at all. It's a wild little thing, and I kind of want to mess with it. There's something very novel to a device that has no input at all. Because in theory, it's tiny. You could put it in anything. I could make because Rebecca's doing dolls now, and I got Rebecca I don't think it's here, but there's like this really tiny little Game Boy thing, but it works. Tiny and it works. And I quite like the idea of building tiny working like doll scale things, but because you use the internals of a Nano to do it. You've got that, but I want more shuffles. Shuffles are weirdly expensive. Nanos, from a collector's point, nanos are cheap as shit. Nanos are cheap. Minis are mid-cheap. Classics are expensive. Shuffles are weirdly expensive. And then touches are cheap as well. How would you even put music on that? Literally. Well, this is iPod Nano only has 1 port as well, and it's a headphone jack. This charges and transfers music through the headphone jack. That's the only port. That's how you charge the thing. I mean, the cable for it. Do I have it in my drawer? Yeah. This is the charging cable. And the data transfer cable. Headphone jack could do more than you think. It actively charged and transferred music through that. It's only 2 gigs, and it'd take ages, but it's fine. I don't know. I quite like the simplicity of the shuffles. There's something quite novel about how incredibly simple they are. There's something novel about how incredibly simple they are, and but as I say, the other one, it's just this, but slimmed down even more. It's smaller. I think it's a bit too small. People didn't like it because it was so small, and they moved back to this design. 2 gigs. I mean, yeah, I don't know how big this one is. I really like this one as well. There's something weird about this one. Do you see how shiny it is? Do you see how shiny it is? Because Apple's silver devices, right, were this color. This like matte finish, but this is like a shiny. This is shiny, actively shiny, like a chrome almost. And they had the 6th gen of these has like a polished surface. Actually, do I have one? Where's my bomb bag? There's my bomb bag. Stuff my mum still uses hers for the gym. I mean, yeah, I think they're neat. Thing is, at this point, the idea of a shuffle's been kind of replaced because this is effectively an iPod shuffle. This has 32 gigs of storage. I can put loads of music on that, and then I just have AirPods, right? Let's get the bomb bag out. Yeah. Right, what's in the bomb bag? Oh, yeah, there's the other nanos. Right. Notice it's all nanos in the bomb bag. Right. These are the dangerously expanding battery ones. Yeah, here is my only 6th gen. And I quite like the 6th gen because it's basically, I think this was the best iPod. I'm of the opinion. It's not my favorite iPod, but I think it's the best iPod. I think it's the most all-round iPod. It's the thinnest. It had good storage capacity, nice screen, good controls, really thin, really reliable, and just nice looking. This one was the one that came after it. This is the one that came after it. And it has a slightly taller screen, 16:9 screen, and a fucking camera. Like, it's got a tiny little fucking camera. It's got a fucking tiny little camera there, which I desperately want to record a video from. But you can see the entire case is like shiny. It's like a shiny. But that isn't what this is like. And I was looking at these, and these never came in this color or finish. They always came in this silver. This is a weird one. It's got a logo on the back. Like, I don't even know what logo that is. It looks a bit MKBHD, but not. I don't know what this iPod is. It's in great nick as well. This was in a job lot. I know nothing about this. Is a weird iPod, and I really like it. And it's full of music. It is full of music. Completely full. This is the sacrificial lamps. You can see why 2 of them are in here. So can you see that? See that little black dot on the screen there? The light just right. Yeah, see that little black dot there? That is the battery. The battery is expanded, basically, because obviously battery expanded down, and it's expanded enough that it's pushing on the display, and it's pushing the display. It's pushing the display panel up to the glass. Now, the problem with these iPods is disassembling them. If you saw me disassemble the other one, these iPods, you have to basically, you take these ends off. You take these ends off. You unscrew some screws, and then you have to physically pull the device out, because this entire aluminum frame is just one piece. So you have to physically pull it out the ends. And you have to pull it out, push the display glass in, take the display glass out, and then pull it out. You're likely to rip the battery if it's expanded like that. And you can see even there it's expanded. You're likely to rip the battery. That's the reason people don't tend to collect these, because they're basically impossible to repair. I mean, that other one, I could put it back together, but fuck me, replacing the battery on them, you're going to do micro soldering. It's a right faff. And this one as well. I mean, it's dented at the bottom, so I can't even really open this one if I wanted to. I don't want to throw it away, but I put it in the battery charging bag, which is, I guess it's not technically a bomb bag, but it's a sort of battery. It's in case, it's meant for batteries if they're charging, so if they explode, they're not going to damage anything. But they live in it. This is the other first gen shuffle. Oh no, the second gen. I always think this is a first gen because this was the mini, right? This was the first sort of smaller iPod that came out. So this is an iPod mini. Has a hard drive in it. I think it still has a hard drive in it, actually. Maybe I should open one of these. And this is obviously the same design, but smaller, right? It's the same design. But no, this is a second gen Nano. This was the first generation of Nano. Then it matched these. It matched this big boy iPod. So I don't know. It's a bit of a weird. I find this one weird, and I always think it's a first gen, but no, it's a second gen. But yeah, that's also got an expanded battery, and much like the other one, much like these ones, they're both these single aluminum frames that you have to pull them out the end. This one is not an aluminum frame you have to pull at the end. You can see it's got the shiny silver back. You just take the back off. It's not simple. It's glued on, but it's not. You don't have to pull it out. So those two are basically irreparable. Oh, I got 2 of these. And these two, these don't have the little black mark of death on. But when I charged these, they did expand. Like this one did expand and the black mark of death was on it. But the fact it went down is a good sign, which means I potentially could disassemble them. I could disassemble this one because the batteries went down. I'm also a little less worried about this one than this one. This is thing. I want more of these. I'll have to collect some more. So I can disassemble that one. Oh yeah, this is what a lot of my streams are going to be now. With background music, but this is testing. Just to test this out. I'm not happy with this camera. It's annoying. It's a nice camera, but I'm like, look at this thing, and it's like, blurry. Whereas this one, even though it's high up there, I can be like, look at this thing, and it will. Ashton's focus. Come on. Oh, autofocus is not on. Yeah. That's really nice focal length as well. I can always swap them. Thinking about it. Why'd you have a USB 3.0? Oh no, that's an iPod Nano charger and data transfer. Literally, an iPod Nano an iPod Shuffle only has a headphone jack, so that's how you charge it and transfer music to it. That's the charger for an iPod Shuffle. Yeah, maybe I could swap them around, because if this one's pointing down, I'm not moving it anymore, so it doesn't need to have the focal length. And put the Brio onto this one. Although this one I've lowered the field of view on, so it's like nice and tight, whereas I could. I'm gonna have a mess. I don't really want to have to send this one back. I mean, I will. It's just, where'd you get all these iPods? eBay. Fucking eBay, man. I'd say a lot of these I got on job lots of like 10. Like you just buy, it's like you just find this iPod listing which has like a bunch of random iPods in, and all the listing says is some work, some don't. That's it. That's the entire listing. It doesn't list what iPods they are. It just says iPods, some working, some not. That's all it says. You don't know which ones are working. It doesn't mention what. You have to just look at the picture and figure out which iPods are in there, and they just come in a pile. And you get it for like, you can get the pile for like a tenner, and usually more than half of them work. And the ones that are broken, some of them you can repair. And even if they are broken, like the screen doesn't work, you can often plug them in and the data's all still there, and you can see all the interesting little history, which I think is really interesting. I want to get more. These are iPod touches. Right, you've got your iPod touches here. People don't tend to collect iPod touches either. People collect these big boys for good reason. They're the most traditional iPods, and they're easy to repair because you can just literally unclip them open. They're not glued in; they're clipped in. Unclip them open. All the stuff inside's not actually soldered on. The battery's not soldered in. It's plugged in. You just unplug the battery, plug in a new one, clip it back together. You don't even need a screwdriver. Whereas these ones are dangerous to open and blah blah blah. These are iPod. These are iPod touches. I think we've got a. I mean, this is the first gen. I think these are second or third gens. I think they're third gens. These are fourth gens because they have cameras. You can see they have little shitty cameras. This is when Apple launched FaceTime. Again, I got these in job lots as well. I really wanted. I'm pretty sure these ones I've searched out because I really wanted these shitty iPods with the tiny, pathetic little cameras on, because I think they're really funny and how shit they are. But obviously, I've got two of these. Oh, each. These are there. These could be a different generation, but obviously I've got two of them and they're effectively identical. Are they a different generation? I don't know. I could plug them in and find out, but I'm happy to open one of those. These, I've got two of these. One's white and one's black. I can have one of those as well. I kind of miss these. These kind of rock-shaped ones. They're flat front, but they kind of got this very contoured back. I remember I used to when I was in school. I had one of these when I was late in school. I had one of these. This was like the first iPod. Well, no, this wasn't. The first iPod I ever had was one of these. But I got one of these. This was my first sort of smart device. And I used to, because it kind of rocks. It's got this sort of bottom, and I used to sit there and spin it like that, because it would just spin. And the bottom of my iPod was horribly scratched here from me spinning it all the time. So, options for opening. I'm opening that. These look like they have different screens as well. Slightly. Which one's in better nick? My horribly warped face in the back of an iPod. These are different generations. Oh no, they're not. They're both model number 81288. They're both A1288, but this one has a 2008 Apple All Rights Reserved on it, and the 8 gigabytes. The 8 gigabyte thing is bigger. Like you see that 8 gigabyte is bigger, but they're the same model, just with a slightly different back. So I can do one of those. Probably this one. I don't like this one as much. These, the white one. I would risk opening that because the batteries went down. Do one of these first gens. Which one's in better? See, there's a problem here. I've got these first gens. 1 gig, 1 gig, 2 gig. Now, from what I understand, when these launched, they only launched 2 gig versions, and then a year later they launched 1 gig version. So I think this one's the oldest. Yeah, that's correct. This is from 2005. These are from 2006. I would probably... I want to keep that one. This has a brilliantly... That's a really good condition back, though. Okay. Right, so... iPods I'm willing to open. Let's go with this one, because that one is fucking absolutely wrecked. One of the minis, why not? Which mini? Oh, the one with Mark Underhill or the pink one? This one's some of these have engravings. Like ones without engravings used to be quite cheap, secondhand, because no one wanted them. This one's in my Mark Underhill, and I quite like them from a collection standpoint. This one's in worse nick though, so could be a knockoff back replacement. Could be, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Sometimes they just change the design of the back of iPods. That one. So here we go. I will open. These are the options. They're your options, chat. Also, I'm going to swap these cameras around, I think. I'm going to put the Brio here. Just for close-ups. I'm going to put the... Because at that range, the Elgato is fine. I just need to make sure it's walked. Yeah, okay, so shout in the chat what one you think. We got Mini, 1st Gen Nano, 2nd Gen Nano, 3rd Gen Nano, iPod Touch with camera. Oh, it's thinner. Oh, it is thinner and all. Well, that makes sense. That's got speakable in. Oh, we got pinks. Oh, we got a couple of... We want 1st gens and minis. What we're going for. 1st gen, the most recently released one. The 1st gen of this. Touch with camera. I like the white boy. I would argue that these two are the hardest to open. Actually, I take that back. So, these are different. Okay, I don't know how to open any of these. I've never opened any of these before. These are going to be... This one and this one, I imagine, are going to be similar disassembly to this, where you kind of... This bottom plastic piece is glued on and you take that off. These, I don't think these are clipped on. I think I'll have to get a heat gun and go around them. I have no idea how I'd open this. Oh my god, I've got tea! Oh, I made it an hour ago. It's cold. In my very important mug. I've got an emote of this mug. It arrived chipped, but they've given me a free one. They've sent me a free one. Delicious chamomile and honey tea. Yum. Not your smug. No, I don't know. The smug's handy, but admittedly, this is what the smug was for. I got the smug for stream, so this wouldn't happen because I will forget. I should have used the smug. I just didn't. Notably, my smug charger isn't actually plugged in up here. It used to be, and it's not anymore just because I can't get the cable to reach. But I could put it there where that mug is currently. I could actually put the charger there. It'd be fine. Maybe we'll do that. Should have used the smug. Right. So, move that closer. Maybe I should move that. Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna put a poll. Poll. I'm gonna do a poll. I'm gonna remove this touch because they're basically the same, and I think they want the camera more interesting. No one has suggested this. No one has suggested that, so I'm putting that back away. Have it between these four. Back in the bomb bag. Put the bomb bag back on the desk where it lives. These four. I think will make for good. Right. I mean, what can I have 5 on the poll, whatever. Which iPod to open? Question mark. Okay. Mini. Oh my god, the thing came through. Oh shit. Bing shit, 50 drills. Hey Matt, I'm interested in your opinion since I just got berated on Twitter. Oh god. If a game's console requires someone to use an external mouse and keyboard to play, should it be released on console at all? I replied to a post about whether ready or not would come to PC. think that control schemes are way too complicated for a controller. I mentioned Armor and Escape from Tarkov as well, because both games are very complicated control schemes. Reply I got was insulting. Insulting? What are you asking for an opinion on exactly? I wasn't here, I guess, research like 8 fucking 50 minutes ago. Almost a baby. Mini pink. Nano first gen. Oh, it's nice they're all different colors, actually, from Nano third gen blue. Touch fourth gen. Actually, if you don't know the association, if you don't know what each one's called, I mean, they're different colors. That's handy, right? Poll. Let's do a 3-minute poll. Start. Right, to the chat. Paper polls an awful. You dig. If a game requires. So this is an argument that comes up a lot on mobile as well. You know, because mobile games, some of them are like, hey, some mobile games can't. I mean, Game Pass, notably, like on mobile Game Pass. Some games you can play with touch controls, others you need to plug a controller in, otherwise you cannot play it. I think a game being released on console, if it doesn't work with a controller, as long as it's very clearly labeled that it won't work without a controller, it could be. But equally, I think a console needs to have a certain standard, really. By the way, I got this. If you wonder what this is a PC panel. It's called. I used a Korg Nano control for ages to control Korg Nano controls are cool because they have volume sliders, but each slider you could use a piece of software to assign each one to an application in Windows. That's how I always did all my sound mixing in streams. But I don't like the Nano control because it's cheap and horrible and it takes up loads of fucking space. This does the same thing, but a lot smaller. It's got these 4 volume knobs, which each click in. I do not like how this looks. I don't like how silver it is. I don't know how needlessly big it is, but it's a really simple little thing. The actual board is like that big, and it's really simple. It's all normally screwed on. So I'm thinking of taking it apart, maybe painting this outside. I'm going to take the feet off, maybe paint the front because I don't like how it says volume 1, volume 2, or whatever. Might redo it. I have a mess. I could put it in a different case. Even I could make a different case for it. I could make a wooden case for it. I might take a woodworking class soon. Yeah, I think it. So yeah, I say Apple. Some games get released in the App Store that need a controller, even if you're on a phone. But the Behringer X Touch and the Icon platform. I saw those. They're just too big. I like this because you can just stick it under. It actually comes with a sticky pad, so you can just stick it under a desk. It's really small. I wanted to rate something really small and simple, and this is designed for exactly because you need something that'll work with an application in Windows as well. Like someone made an app for the Korg Nano control, but it's getting it for other stuff. And this has a dedicated app. So, that just for apps. How's the poll doing? Here's the poll doing. Oh, this one's currently winning. This one person has voted for this poor little first gen Nano. Oh boy. That's only got 2 votes. At the top of the chat, by the way. All 50 people. These are winning. It's just equally half the point of a controller is to have those sort of standards built in. Oh my god, they drew. All right, we're in a coin toss situation here, everyone. We're in a coin toss situation. We got a coin toss over here. We don't quite like about the Mini. I have this perfect look at that. Look at the perfection in that case. Does the frame rate look better on this camera? It does. What's that about? Shouldn't. Both at 60. They should both be at 60. They are both at 60. That doesn't look like 60, does it? Like that's very smooth. That looks like 60. It's smooth, but not as smooth. No, not both. Okay, well, I could do both. Depends on what one takes. I'm gonna coin flip to which one to start with. Do I have a coin? Do I own a coin? Nope, but I do own a Dremel saw bit. Okay. Black we do blue. White we do pink. All right. Black. Blue boy it is. Oh, I can't want to do the pink one. You know what? I'm actually going to ignore the results of that and vote for one myself. I want to do the pink one first. I do not know if that has a hard drive in it. Because these ones all do. Not these big boys all have an actual spinning hard drive in, an actual spinning platter. A very small hard drive, but these are heavy, these. Oh, yeah, the lock. Oh, by the way, notably, right, this. Obviously, I broke the hold button on it last week when I took it apart. But new battery. This has been sitting for a week. I haven't charged it. I mean, the battery was only half charged when I got it. And look, it's still plodding away. Still plodding away. Look at that battery life. Glad I put the back. I'm annoyed that I broke the hold switch. It's really fucking me off. I didn't break the electrics. I literally broke the physical tiny bit of plastic. And this one, I've not opened this one up. This one's broken. I'll open that at some point. This one is the one that works, and I've actually, these two I've replaced the batteries in. This one didn't need a battery replacement. It was in perfect working condition when I got it. Battery's still great in it. And I filled it with my stuff. That one didn't work. Big boy, right, so let me get a let's say there's an iFixit guide. iFixit iPod mini. I kind of doubt it, actually. Oh no. Oh my god, it does have a hard drive in it. Oh my, how fucking small is that hard drive gonna be? How long you plan to stream for? Not gonna be a long stream. Right, let me just move this to my actual little display in front of me. Oh, it's very nice. Cool. Put my mouse there. Right, so this appears to be a similar process to the other one, but a bit less faff, and it does have an actual tiny little hard drive in it, which, oh my god, I'm excited to see. The hard drives in this are pathetically tiny. How does this have a spinning hard drive in it? When did this come out? 2004. 2004. Right. Right, it's dead, so it doesn't matter if the hold switch is on or not, but I'm going to put the hold switch on. Right, let me get a couple of these out. These. Pliers. This. Actually, I want my eye opener. Where's my eye? You know what? I'll just use the eye opener. Oh, okay, the eye. Right, so. Yeah, I'm going to swap these cameras around. the more I look at the cameras, the more I'm like, oh, I want to swap them around. Need to get this bit of plastic off. Oh, there we go. Need to get this bit of plastic off. Hopefully without breaking it. So I'm not intending to break these, by the way, but because this is my first time opening a lot of these, I want to do it to ones that are either broken or I don't care about. So if I do break it, it's not the end of the world. What happened there? Biggs, thanks for his thoughts. I'm going back to Lurking Ranch and Ranching Slime Rancher. I only got into Slime Rancher 1 after it came out on Switch. Like a lot of games, the Switch was the great equalizer for me. But Slime Rancher 2, from looking at the things of it, it kind of looks like Slime. It just looks like Slime Rancher 1 again. Ooh. I don't know if you can hear that grinding sound of the. Ooh. I don't know if that's the. I can't tell if that's the plastic the adhesive splitting or it's the metal grinding against the case. I think it's the adhesive. Oh, there we go. Alrighty. Tape. You can see, by the way, the older the oh, look at that. Look, it's got a green hard drive. It's got a green board in it. It's got a green board in it. Right, you want to do that? Blah, 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 blah. I recommend heating up the adhesive. Didn't do that. No, bottom bezel off. I wonder if the Logitech capture software can actually support 2 of these at once. That's my biggest thing. If I get a second Brio, for this job, which I wouldn't mind because I like the quality of it, if I get a second Brio, because I have to have the Logitech software open for it to actually capture properly. And I wonder if I had 2 of them, will the software work? Right. All right. Simple as. Also, I like these older iPods. Like, you notice they have this extra port on the headphone jack, this little flat one. That was how you controlled the media with an on headphone button before the standard was built in that you could do it through the headphone jack. So you had to buy special headphones that had an extra plug on. I don't have any of those, sadly, but I'd like to get them one day. Oh, look, that switches directly on the board. Neat. Neo gets the Portable Edition just to play well on Switch. I mean, with my ranch full, the frame rate chugs a bit. But the thing with the Switch is that I'm fine with the frame rate being a bit lower on the Switch. I don't care. I need to remove a metal retaining bracket. Which is this metal here. Oh. Come on. Come on, little buddy. Is it stuck in? No, I just clicked. Right. Tuesday game, I would love you to listen to streams more. Well, that's the plan. This is what this whole quite complicated, expensive setup's for. I mean, they'll be a bit more fun in the future. I'll have music on, and I'll have the camera set up a bit more properly and stuff. But because this setup's new, unlike the other setup, which I know exactly what I want, I didn't really know exactly what I needed or wanted here, so I've just been kind of messing with it. The mic's in shot. Which is why I've been doing the test streams to sort of refine it down. And I obviously did that stream last week, and I've changed it loads since then. I want to do other stuff. I want to not just assemble iPods, but I want to make stuff on here and make little mini games consoles and stuff like that out of old PS2s and GameCubes and, well, not GameCube, Wii. People use Wii boards for those. This is definitely better frame. They're both running at 60. I don't know why. Look how smooth that is. Are you lying to me? Is it just lying that it's at 60? I know I can do cameras, right? Elgato sell a capture card which has like several HDMI inputs on. And obviously it works with OBS and the Stream Deck and all that. Switch between camera sources. But obviously I have to have all the cameras set up right, and I just don't want to have to bother with that because I need loads of cables for it and power. And the simplicities of the webcams I enjoy, but it's right, there's the metal retaining bracket. Off. Right. I haven't taken any screws off yet. Put them over there with the rest of the things. Metal retaining bracket is off. Then lift the metal retaining bracket. Okay. There is an orange. Aha. That cable there is the orange click wheel plug. Carefully disconnect the orange click wheel cable from the board. All right. There we go. Nice little old. Ah, fucking my ears cable. God, that's thick boy. God, that's a thick one. Remove the 2 Phillips 0 head screws. That one. Definitely not 60. Yeah, this is my biggest thing. This is a nice piece of hardware. This camera, but Logitech software is always fucking awful. It's always fucking awful, and 0. And I kind of, that's my biggest barrier. I don't really want to rely on their software. It's a good camera. If I bypass the software, because I can just put it directly into OBS without going through the software, but the picture quality is worse. Like, it's bad. Like, you seem to have their software open to process. This is the camera Daniel has, by the way, this Brio. That's the one he used for a stream the other day. And if you've ever seen him on a podcast, like a thing in the past, like 4 years, it's this camera. Oh, now I'm going to slide it out. Oh. I love that. Sliding that out is very novel. After you pull in the logic board out sufficiently, gently grasp the logic board on either side of the display and continue to slide the iPod out the casing. Wow, it's held in with 2 screws. Oh, that's a much easier disassembly. But I mean, you know what's amazing, right? I don't know if you can see that in there. That's just the click wheel assembly. That click wheel assembly, like that board that's attached to this casing, that click wheel assembly is thicker than the entire board and display of an iPod Nano. Like this one. Like this iPod Nano, that's amazing. Right, there's the, oh my god, look at that. Okay, 2004 tech. Lift the battery off and lay it to one side. Some of these guides, right, are community done. And this one, you can tell because it's like, just take the battery out. It doesn't say to disconnect the battery. It just says pick up the battery. I'm like, oh. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't. It just says move the battery off one side and don't disconnect it. Damn you, I will do what I want. Come on, little connector. Come on, you. I believe in you. You can come out. I know you've been sat in there very comfortably for 18 years now. This iPod is older than a lot of the people watching. I will say that. Like it's older than a lot of people watching. Yeah, I don't need to remove that. I just a bit uncomfortable. By the way, this thing, that's a hard drive, apparently. Like an actual spinning disk hard drive. Which I might just say I'm going to sacrifice this to the lamb because I want to open this hard drive up and see what it's like inside. I think this iPod is probably going to be a sacrificial lamb. There we go. It's going to be a sacrificial lamb and add to the nice, pretty picture pile. That's going to buy this flat connector here. There we go. Oh my god. Down a bit. Ooh, isn't that better? How is that a hard drive? And there's the board with the display on. This top bit's still attached, this metal bracket, because that's what's the headphone jack is connected to this board here, this daughter board. Look at that. What's amazing about tech of this era that I really like is that it's mini, but it's not so mini that you couldn't repair it yourself if you knew what you're doing. All these little capacitors and transistors and stuff you can see physically. Like the entire board is quite obviously laid out, sort of thing. Yeah, I need to swap these around, or I need to come on. Autofocus. There we go. Or I can just pull the focus in manually. Oh my god. Not very quick. Yeah, having to hold this high up doesn't make any sense. You know what? Fuck you. Focus. 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 Look at that. Look at that. Cool little board. That's a fun little board, that. That is a fun little board. The display. Oh, how can I take the display off? I'm just looking at a hard drive cable repair. Just to see how you opened it. But let's look at one for like a screen replacement. Guides, click wheel, battery, bottom bezel, casing, logic board, hard drive, logic board, top bezel. Green? Was the screen glued on? It looks like it's clipped on. That looks like it's clipped. That looks like a simple clip. You know what? I can move this. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Yeah, but the Logitech makes more sense. It's clipped. There we go. Move that around. Pull that off. I mean, that was quite quick, so I'll probably do the other iPod as well. Because getting this open is look at that. Is that a zip connector? Yes, it is. Clips up. There's a screen. Tiny little monochrome display. But again, that display is thicker than the whole of an iPod Nano. Like these future ones. Like, I mean, so thick. Like, and thing there's like what I find so amazing about iPods, especially, is because they're from this era of just like tech exponentially increasing so quickly. This is 2004. This is 2007, 8. So there's only a 4-year gap between this, which looks like it's from the 90s, and this, which looks like it's from the current day. 4 years, 5 years, ish. The arm's in the way. That's why I had it over there. Oh, there's the camera. Oh, I'll figure something out with this. Yeah, whatever. Right, that's cool. That's cool. Now let me get the other boy. Not actually look at them side by side, because remember, this is the first gen iPod Mini, so this is the first thing they ever made smaller than that. So this was the first attempt at super miniaturization, and it's kind of impressive for the time. But like, again, a few years later, we had this just thing that I was just so fucking impressed with last week, because that is just so ridiculous. Like, that is, I mean, okay, there's the casings. like, here's 2 iPod Nanos, right? Oh, it's a tight squeeze. It's a tight squeeze. Yeah, they'd both fit in there. But like, comfortably. One goes in comfortably. Like, that is just ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous. Oh my god, focus. Oh, I can zoom. Oh. Oh, actually, one of the reasons I got this one was because it can do 4K. Let me check. Let me chest you a question. Let me check something. That's in 30 now. Can I change you to? I can't. I can't put it in 4K for some reason. That's odd. Oh well, right, let's just... Yeah, I'll have to have a mess with this. Tuesday Gamer, if you don't mind me asking, Matt, do you benefit more from people watching live stream or the VODs? I've missed live streams and watching VODs on Twitch when I can, but I'd like to try and make more of a live stream to make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. I don't earn money off you. That is wild to me. Like, this board, because this is the battery and the board. The actual board for this iPod Nano is this tiny little thing. This tiny little thing, which is smaller than the battery of that iPod Mini. Like, that is incredibly thin. And that's the battery. This wafer thin battery, is just, yeah, like fucking 4 years. 4 years. So there's the entire board for this iPod Mini, and they've been 4 years, man. 4 years. Insane to me. Right. This is what I'm fucking interested in now. This is what I'm fucking interested, right? Is this boy. Boop, 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 boop. Is it keeping the resolution? Because I would have thought zooming in the application, it would take a 4K thing and scale it down to 1080, but still give me, if it's doing this via the hardware, which it should be, but it's not. Fuck it, let me just boop, 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 boop. Okay, that'll do. Right, so I want to see what's in here. If you ever opened up a hard drive platter, they're always fun. But this is an actual tiny spinning hard drive. I mean, that was the hard drives in those was the smallest hard drive I had ever seen in my life. And this is just, in comparison, comically small. There's no guides for opening up these hard drives, because I don't really meant, because to open them up is to break them. So this iPod will be dead when I open this up, but I'm doing it for innate curiosity. I'm like, it's got an Apple logo and everything. It's a Hitachi drive with an Apple logo on it. These blue bits are rubber, kind of to slow the vibrations a little bit. The iPod Classic over there also had this rubber in, and it was, yep, that's old rubber, all right. What music do you think I should play during these in future? I'm obviously not doing. Today's just a little test. Today's just a little test. Right, well, that tape's fucking gone, innit? I would love to display this one with the open hard drive. Right, two little, what are they? Ooh, tri-screws. I rarely see a tri-screw on something. Tiny little tri. I don't know what they're called. Official phrase for that kind of screw. No, it's a pencil load. Do I have a try? Yes. I have never used this screw before. Like ambient jazz. I mean, that'd be nice. Okay. Oh my god. So I need to look at this right up close because it's so tiny. Oh my god, that screwdriver is too thick. Oh my god. Do I have a screwdriver head small enough to actually open that? That's a fucking problem. Yeah. Possibly not. Yeah, guys, I'm terrible at opening text, so I wait for something to die so I can do it without worry. I mean, that's half the... Because the reason I like getting them broken as well is because even if they're broken, I can do this to them. Right. Actually, am I actually gripping you at all? Oh, I am. I am. This screwdriver is small enough. Look at that fuck. Look at that fucking screw. That's a fucking tiny screw, that is. Right, just gotta do that 4 more times. And then we can see that smallest fucking hard drive platter I've ever seen in my fucking life. Because if I ever have a dead hard drive, I really like opening it up. I love the look of open hard drives. I love seeing all the platters. And I like seeing the read-write head because I think they're a really interesting bit of tech. Okay. How do I open this up? What was that rubber on the outside of it? I might have to take the sticker off. Oh, actually, no. I'd like to... I mean, it's broken, but I want to be as least visually destructive as possible because I'd like to display it. Obviously. Come on. Oh. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I ideally do not want to rip the... actually. Let's just cut the bottom of it. Let's just cut that bottom piece. Not destroying it. We are just delicately cutting it. I had needle nose pliers for iFixit, and I don't know where they fucking are. Because I use them all the fucking time. Because little tiny needle nose angle pliers are so fucking handy. And I always fucking lose them. I'm gonna have to buy a pack, I think. Oh, there's more screws. There's more screws. Cheeky little bastard. Cheeky little... Oh, I think there's just one more screw and it's that one. Cheeky little bastard. I mean, oh no, my warranty. My precious warranty. Oh my god, no. What will I ever do without my precious iPod mini warranty? I think if I took this in the Apple Store tomorrow, they'd be like, oh shit, oh shit. Guys, my iPod mini hard drive is having a problem. I keep getting weird clicking sounds when I boot up my iPod mini. I removed the hard drive and I looked inside, but I think it's full, I don't know if it's full of bees. Something's holding it in. Something's still holding it in. Oh. Oh, no. Oh. I think it's just the sticker. I need to cut right along the bottom. Oh. Oh, I've cut that rubber. Oh, well. I've not destroyed the label. I've just politely cut the label. Can I? move you to not be fucking. See, it's in shot. I don't want it to be in shot. I'm definitely gonna swap because Logitech Brio. I can bring in the field of view so it'll be closer. I feel like beans are taken to the genius bar. Bees, not beans. Bees. It's full of bees. It keeps going. Okay. Something's all going on. Something's all going on. The stick. Oh, you can see. Is that the platter? See the little indent there. Is that how big the platter is? Oh, fucking hell, I'm loving this. I like these a lot. There's a little bit of tech history, and they're fucking pennies. Pennies. You can get these for. These are iPods. Let's go along the bottom. Make sure it's actually open at the bottom. Yes, I'm holding it on the middle. Might be a hidden screw head. I think there is. I do not want to damage the micro drive registered trademark logo. I want to be as delicate's not the word I'm looking for, but as least destructive as possible to the aesthetic of it. I'll have to take this bit of the fucking thing off. Yeah, I mean, look, I like being sent to computers. Computers are there to do my bit. Oh, wait, no, that's not a fucking screw. That's not a screw at all. Damn it. That might be a screw though. There. Yeah, I need that camera closer. The over the top one. Not the over the top one. The top down one I need to bring further down, I think. Because I think that for all the stuff you're doing, I mean, you're getting a wide view of it, which is nice. But you can't really see what I'm doing. I mean, that's what the close-up camera is for, admittedly. But obviously my hand's in the way of it currently. And I can move it here. So it's sort of like... I can move it there, so it's like that view. But then you can see it. It's in shot. It's also in my way, visually. But you know what? We'll deal with that for the time being. We'll just deal with it. Yeah, I'm going to send this back. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send it back. Please be a screw. Please be a screw. Please be a screw. Please be a screw. Little screw. It's a little tri-wing. We love a little tri-wing screw, don't we? Tri-wing. Tri-wing. Oh, I've never gotten to use my tri-wing screw. Oh, look. Look at the size of it. It's tiny. Oh my god. Fucking hell, I fucking breathed that in by accident. Jesus. Cover that up again. Now will you come out for me? Now will you be good? Please be good. Please be good. I want to see the platter so badly. Oh. Oh, that's still holding something down. That middle set. Oh. We're getting in there. Oh, we're getting in there. There's no guide on how to do this because you'd never do this because this just breaks it. There's no way this doesn't break it. Even if you did this as carefully as possible, there's no... Oh. I think I see what's happening here. Oh, no. I don't want to... I think this bit of the sticker is holding it down at this point. I think this indented section is actually part of the mechanism underneath, not the top case. Someone I know told me a story of a friend who opened his computer up to check something, couldn't be bothered to close it up again and proceeded to use an ashtray. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Yeah, it's a sticker. It's a sticker. I just need to. Just rather than damage the sticker, I'm just going to go in underneath it and sort of attach it from the underneath. Just so I don't want to. The word micro drive. I don't want to cut out. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. Oh my god. Look at that. Wow. How do I open you? Can I even open you? Now that is small. There's a little hole there. There's a little, well, it's not a hole, a little gap there. There's a hole that you can't seal because it's releasing the pressure or something. Fine, peeling the back off. Put the back. It's got screws on the back. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is the controller. And this is the platter in here, but it's sealed in this case as well, with more tri-wings. A lot more tri-wings. What little tri-wings? I believe... Oh! Oh my god. Oh my god, that is the smallest screw I've seen in my entire life. Like... look at that! Come on. Come on, you can focus. I know you can, I believe. I believe you can focus. There we go. The screw is there, by the way. There it is. Oh my god, look at that! Oh my god, that is a just minuscule screw. Fucking hell. Woo! It's like watchmaker territory. That's one. Oh, you know what I saw the other day? I got an advert on Instagram for this company that sells you a watchmaking kit. Like, it tells you all the bits you need to make a watch and all the like tools and stuff like that. It was like 200 quid. It was a nice watch when it was done. And I was looking at that going, oh my fucking god, but making a watch is like the biggest faff in the world. But also, I desperately want to do it on stream because I think that'd be really fun for me to just try and build a watch. Right, reading the instructions and trying to desperately build like an actual watch. It's like 200 quid. It's something I would like to do one day, but I don't spend 200 quid on a single stream just yet. I mean, all of these screws are just that size, by the way. They're just tiny weeny. You can just see them, like barely anything. Who knew the screws that are on the inside of the smallest hard drive known to fucking man? I cannot imagine a smaller hard drive has ever made. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, are we ready for the platter reveal? I'm ready for the platter reveal. Are you ready for the platter reveal? Oh. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Platter. Look at that! There's the hard drive platter. There's the read-write arm. Oh my god, look at that. The right head. How do you even make a hard drive that size? Like, I thought the tiny hard drive in these was small, but fucking hell. Look at that! Wow! Oh, that is the coolest fucking thing. That is so fucking... Get ready to go hard drive for comparison. I do actually have a disassembled one, but it's not here. It's the storeroom. Do I have any other bulletproof hard drives here? No, they're all in the storeroom. They're all at my storeroom. All of my hard drives. All of my spare broken old hard drives. A lot of which I opened. They're all not here. Hang on. Hang on, hang on. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Is it on my old desk? Is it on my old desk? What's getting to the old desk? Oh, there's Lego. Oh, there's Lego. Oh, it's broken. It's Lego. Oh, it's a cunt. It's a cunt magnet. It's a cunt magnet. It's a cunt magnet. Sadly not. I do not have a regular hard drive for comparison. Sadly, I do not have one here currently. There is a cunt magnet. That doesn't stick my computer. I presume that absolutely tiny iPod has an SSD. So, these iPods, all of these iPods have flash memory, which is just the standard chip soldered to the board, which is a solid state drive. It's flash memory, right? It's like a flash drive. All of these are flash memory. The only iPods that ever used hard drives were these classics, and classics used hard drives up to the end. I mean, this was the last generation of classic, the 7th gen, the 6th gen. I mean, these were being sold till like, what year did this come out? This one's from 2007. They sold these for a while after as well. I think these sold until like 2013 or something. These always use hard drives, always. I mean, that was one of the reasons they were able to be quite big. I mean, this is the 80 gig one, but they had a 120 gig one. No, I think they had a 160 gig one. It was just thicker. And that's how you were able to get that size of storage in something this size at that price. Because at that point, you want to put 160 gigs of flash storage and something like this in 2007. It was going to be like fucking $2,000, you know, like. And these minis, I knew they had a hard drive, but I kind of just assumed they were the hard drives than that. But having opened those up, obviously, the hard drive takes up the whole width. And I thought, that is incredible. Absolutely incredible. That is just scandalously small. For context, here is the entire board for the iPod Nano, the later one, which is smaller, obviously, but like this, I just think is impossibly tiny. Like this, that's a battery. Like, it's a piece of paper. But yeah, all of these have flash. All these others have flash. All of them are flash. It was these that used them, and there's a reason they got rid of the mini after 2 generations, because by that point, flash memory had gotten cheap enough. Because you got to remember, right? These were quite big. Obviously, the original iPod was 1,000 songs in your pocket. I mean, this is a 3rd gen. This is 20 gigs, and it's got a moving hard drive in. And these are about, I mean, these are 1 gig, 2 gig, these. This is a 4 gig drive. And at that point, you know, getting that size in a flash was going to be quite expensive, but that is just incredible. That is just, I kind of just didn't expect them to have such a tiny little drive. I love that so much. I like opening iPods because you just cannot appreciate the level of just very clever engineering. The fact that that is an entire thing. I mean, the battery is not, but that is this entirely incredibly thin board. The thickest part of which is the very thin 30-pin connector, might I add, is the actual interface for it. There's the headphone jack. And that's the entire board. There's an Apple logo on the board. Samsung thing on the back. That is just wonderful. I mean, yeah, I mean, this would be an SD card or something. Like, you wouldn't get this today. I mean, I mean, fuck. This iPhone, right? This iPhone 13 Pro Max has a terabyte of flash storage in. It's expensive, yeah, to get a terabyte of flash storage, but like, flash storage is fucking cheap as shit now. And the fact is, you can get a terabyte in this, where you like, this was the biggest hard drive. I mean, the second biggest. Like, insane to me, right? Like, just insane. Oh wait, I haven't eaten my protein bar. I'm hungry. I better eat today. It's a lemon drizzle protein bar. Does it taste like cake? Nom, 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 nom. Oh, it does. Oh. Oh, that's nice, that. No, no, no. Sorry, I'm taking a snack break. I got really good. Right. Because I used to be poor. So I got really, really good at ignoring me being hungry. It's like, if I'm hungry, yeah, then to ignore it. What is that screw from? It's on my desk. What the heck, screw? I don't really give ignoring hunger signs, so like, a lot of days I just kind of forget to eat. I just kind of get up and I eat as a process because I've kind of, my body is just taught to ignore hunger. Still is. But then when I actually do get hungry, my body goes, oh my god, we've not eaten at all! And then I feel really hungry. When like, I ate earlier, I think my body's like, oh my god, you need more food. On for it. Wow. I wonder if Rebecca would use one of those for dolls. Like, their dolls are like fucking. I think they'd be too small for a doll. They Sorry. Their dolls are like quarter scale. That is much smaller than a regular hard drive. Like, much more. I mean, these hard drives are small. Oh, I love that. I love that. Because this was like the peak of this era of technology, right? Like, that is the miniaturest hard drive. And it's an antiquated technology now, right? Like, we've moved on from hard drives. These would never have gotten any smaller. But this just little relic of just this. Look at it. That's a hard drive, a spinning hard drive. I think a micro SD. I think a normal SD card is about the same size. I don't have one on hand. Why the fuck would I need a normal SD card? But like, that's amazing. I mean, I always find it amazing that these have spinning drives in it all. Because when I say that to people, they go, how the fuck does that fit a hard drive in? And these are tiny little hard drives. But I never once considered the fact that obviously the minis have hard drives as well, and they're just going to be incredible. I mean, it's not just the size of it, it's the thinness. Look at that. It's not. I mean, right, it's not a whole drive, obviously. The controller is a separate piece. Like, the whole hard drive together would have been sort of. The other way around. And then sort of that top bit. No, that went, whatever. Micro drive. Micro drive. That is an appropriate use of the word micro, I might add. A very appropriate. If you're ever going to call something a micro drive, it's this. Oh, I'm going to. See, I think I like the idea of displaying this because it's so small, right? Like, that is just so fucking razor thin. That, I am more enthralled with the idea of displaying because that is just, you know. Oh yeah, no, that's the thing. If you open a hard drive, it's dead. You've killed it. Even if you open it really delicately, you've killed it. opening them kills them, like at all. Like it just you don't know, you can't open a hard drive. They're dead. They're dead. They're just dead. That's why I said I was sacrificing this this iPod by opening this drive. But yeah, when else are we going to see that? Yeah, it's basically because any dust, any microscopic bit of dust that goes on these is just going to destroy the thing. Like as a bit of credits that says that, yeah, like hard drive recovery companies, they need things. But you can see, I mean, even just the little tiny, even if I had to clean that, you can never get just even the microscopiest, even the most microscopic mote of dust will kill it. Because that's obviously spinning very, very fast. But I thought UMDs were small. That's got a fucking read head. That fucking read head. I mean, the read heads, I've moved it over and it's magnetized there now. It's stuck there forever. But oh no, I can move it. My God, that's the most flexible read head. That's the thinnest read head I've ever seen. Like it just bends like nothing because it's just a fucking the thinnest sheet of you know those little model kits you get that are like metal and you bend all the metal to make the sort of model kit. That feels like it's much thinner than that metal, like at all. Like it's so thin. Is that in the way of the main camera? I'm gonna have to have a mess. Do you like me being able to switch back and forth? I really like. I think that's and especially because I can do it hands free. I think that's really cool. This is why I got the foot pedal because that is just me being able to be like doop a doop doo. Ooh, a wine shot. Doop a doop doo. Ooh, let's move in closer. I think it's so cool. And then I'm like, oh my cock's out. And I can like cover it. Oh I put my cock back in my pants now. Oh, get it. You know. Oh like, right. So let's make a display layout sort of for this. Okay. You know what? How do we feel about keeping the display on the board? Like not attached, obviously, but like from a visual perspective. Because I took the display off that board because it's covering the battery, but that obviously it's not covering anything aside from that. I don't know. I like the idea of being all separate, like having it properly broken out as a separate component it is. Well, actually, you know what? That makes more sense to me. Well, does it? Because I want this controller on its own, the hard drive on its own. You know what? That works actually like that. Where it lives. Brackets. Bottom case piece. We don't need those. We don't need those bits of rubber. I'm not really sure it's worth displaying the world's tiniest. Oh, I've pressed the wrong one. I'm not sure it's worth displaying the world's tiniest screws because they are so small. I think if you were to ever see one, you would assume it was a tiny, tiny bit of dust. Like you cannot see that. But the screw is in the pliers. It is there. The screw is there. No, that's what I'm doing, Mr. Chestnut. That's what I'm going to do with them. So I'm putting them away. So I need an ESD safe bag. I'll probably put them away in. But that's what I'm going to do with them. It was fun. Obviously, I can't put it back together. It's not going to work. I don't think I need that on its own either. I think if I put that under here. Put them there. The battery. Do I need to display the battery? Actually, I wouldn't want to display the battery. Well, this is a question. Okay, so obviously, batteries are problematic because batteries leak over time. They will just leak. So you wouldn't really want to display a battery. But the problem is, obviously, that battery. I mean, I don't care about displaying that battery. Obviously, this battery I would want to display just because it's so fucking like that battery is so fucking cool. That is the thinnest battery I've seen in my life. And I think part of appreciating the design of this iPod is that incredibly thin battery. Also, it solders the board. Now I could desolder it. Let me get my. Let me get this so you can see. Whoop. Right. Can I magnetize that under the desk? Any of this magnetic? Magnet. Am I magnetizing to anything on my desk? No. Okay, fine. I'll just awkwardly hold it. Right. Impossible to hold. Oh. I'm impressed I've not actually lost any of these little screws yet. I mean, they've pinged off a few times, but there's the screw. It's in there. It's incredible. It even like I do want to get a microscope, by the way, in the setup that connects to the computer, so I can actually go to that as a source as well. Yeah. Well, it does actually kind of make it in focus. See. I wonder if I'm kind of looking at this going, I wonder if I could just put a different lens on. A lens over the lens. Wait, that is a battery. This is a battery. This silver bit, yeah, this is the battery. I have to take that off. There's here, right now, there, you can just see 4 little solder points. Basically, peel up this bit of cut tape. You would have to micro solder off those 4 joints, and then you could get the battery off. So, and then you'd have to solder back on. There is an iFixit guide for a battery replacement for this, but oh my god, I wouldn't want to even try it. Getting these out without breaking them is fucking almost half the battle. 3.7 lithium ion polymer battery. Do not disassemble, puncture, crush, heat, or burn. Do not put it in a bin. Rad as shit. Rad as shit. Right. Do I need the yeah, I can display it like that. I've just got a bit of fingerprint on the glass, on the plant, or whatever. Battery. I wouldn't display the battery. I'd leave the battery out, I think, for that one. This one I'd display the battery. I would display this battery just because, like, I think it's so impressive. There's the display. Display glass. There we go. There's the spread for the Nano. Not simpler. You don't have to disassemble an entire fucking hard drive. Because these 4 components are just the drive. Wild. Like, even spread out, you can see how much smaller it is. I mean, that's just the glass. All that is the glass. Like, the glass is built into the frame on this one. How do you get that out? Actually, the iFixit guide, there is a click wheel. Replacement guide to the click wheel. How would I remove that? Oh. Oh, there's a little play. Maybe I'll remove. Should I remove the click wheel? I feel removing the click wheel very much. I feel like the click wheel is such an important component of what makes it look right, and I feel like removing the click wheel from the case just would look odd. I don't know if that's. It doesn't look any different. Like, it's not like you're seeing more by having the click wheel out. I'll keep the click wheel in. Keep the click wheel in. Yeah, I like those 2 displays. Basically, I need small ESD bags so I can put each of these in its own little bag. These screws, which I want to keep. Oh my god! There's the little boys. 6 of the little boys. They are like 1 pixel each. Together. Naughty little boys. I love that so much. So much. I don't even know what this little bit of plastic is here, but it's there. Right, I'm gonna keep that there. I thought my ESD safe bag's gonna arrive tomorrow. Keep this there because that's a lot smaller thing. I want to be a bit more careful with. That'll truck around. These. I want to be more careful with them. I don't want to. I'm gonna say the phrase. I don't want to damage them. I don't want to make them look worse than they do. Can't believe I didn't need to cut that hole in it. I'm annoyed that I cut that hole now. Oh well, it still says micro drive. Right. Time is it? I leaned back. My time is right in front of me there. I can do one more. Okay. What was the vote between? It was between that and this, wasn't it? This touch. I'm gonna actually let me iPod touch. Let me have a look because 4th gen. I might use a heat gun on it, which is there's a Blue 3G Mini. Was that the second one? Not the touch. Actually, Blue 3. I mean, they both have the same sort of thing. All right, I'll go iPod. Cool. That's easy. Let me just briefly look how to. Adhesive. Yeah, they're glued in. I mean, that's glued in. Keep going on it. 3rd gen. Right. 3rd gen. Battery replacement. Oh. By the way, if you're wondering about these iFixit guides. Oh my god, that's not on the right camera. Very difficult. Time required 1 to 2 hours, step 25. So like okay. Fly as a flag. Yeah. Alright. Please be aware that removing the rear panel from the back of the iPod will cause considerable damage to the rear panel. We highly recommend purchasing an additional rear panel to properly reassemble the iPod. So literally, it expects you to damage this bit of metal so much that you'll need to replace it. All right. Oh, it's clipped in. Oh, it's clipped. It's not glued. That's something. Okay, so there's right. There's a clip here. Okay, there's 3 clips on this side. There's 3 clips on the top. There's 2 clips here. Clipped in, because these are clipped in. So I didn't know if these were going to be assembled the same because they're small, but they seem to be. These are just clipped in. You kind of go in. It seems to be the same with these, but obviously smaller. Right. Let's try and get in there, I guess. Oh. Ooh. Oh. Right on in there. Right on in there. Come down, Mr. Camera. Right on in there. There's no clip there, but there are clips on these other sides. This is why you get multiple of these. By the way, everyone, why do you need multiple of those? Well, this iPod is also fucking filthy. Absolutely fucking filthy. Right, so there's 3 clips on this side. Oh my god. Come on. Oh god. All right. You always need more prank tools. Always. Where's my actual eye opener? Right, there we go. There's my actual eye opener. This boy. This really thin boy. That can go right. That gets right in there. Easy peasy, mate. Easy fucking peasy. Ow, it's sharp though. This is thicker, but it's kind of meant to do the same thing. Piss in my piss. Dirt. This is why Dan Pods tends to wear gloves, but
Look, I like to live for the moment, you see. I mean, look, if this is full of anthrax, and the gloves aren't going to help much. Let's move you out of the way. Mr. Little Boy. Set small iPod opening tool to the headphone side of the Nano. Gently enlarge the gap by pressing wiggling. Oh, okay, so I want you to do that to pull it up a bit, and then I want you to go from the side and sort of wiggle it about. The problem with these are so thin, you can't really get rotating action because the thing just flexes. To go away the gain in there, I'm going to undo a clip. You can't really get it open with it. I don't think that's not undoing the clips. I don't think. This was my first iPod, by the way. Well, not this specific one, but this model. This third gen. Obviously, I had it in black. To the surprise of no one. I really liked it. There's something as well. This is the only fat Nano. All the other Nanos were tall, like this. I just want to do video. Like, having video in your pocket on something this small was amazing to me in, like, 2007. The Fat Boy wasn't well received, which is why I went back to the Thin Boy. But I've always had a bit of a soft spot for the Fat Boy. I know, we got a bit more purchase there. I've always had a bit of a soft spot for the Fat Boy, even though, even though he's a bit weird, he's a bit of an outlier. Yeah, like, because in terms of a camera, you can see my scars. That scar and that scar and that scar and that scar, and almost all of them are parrot bites. Aside from that one, I burnt myself. Are you bumping your light? No, the light's up there. It's connected by the back. I'm bumping the camera, not bumping the light. I don't know how the autofocus is doing. I mean, the white balance on this seems to be a lot better than the. Both cameras have their own strengths, and I want everything from both cameras in one fucking camera. Alas, maybe having because I've got to do key lights. Like, obviously, I've got the thing is obviously that's making a hard shadow, but you wouldn't see that from up here, right? It's pointing down, but obviously from the side you do. So you'd really want another light from the side. But, whatever. Right. Okay. Now, this is why, by the way, people don't like opening this iPod, this one. So all these other iPod classics have plastic fronts. This one has a metal front. And people don't like opening it because even though it's the same process, because it's a metal front, it's a lot more challenging to open, which is the same problem I'm having here because metal has a lot less flex. Surprisingly. Come on, just undo the fucking clips. Undo the fucking clips, you cunt. Now, this is why people don't repair Nanos. Even opening this is going to damage the back case, basically almost beyond repair. So I imagine when Apple fixed these, they probably just replaced the back case. Well, I never had an iPod fixed by Apple, but Liverpool didn't have an Apple store until after that. Liverpool only got an Apple store after the iPhone came out. When did Liverpool get an Apple store? No, Liverpool got an Apple store about 2009. 2008. Before that, I had to go to Manchester. We did have an Apple authorized reseller, which is where I saw my first MacBook, and I went, "Oh, that's pretty." And here I am. I think that's undone the clips. Some of them, anyway. The case has moved a little bit. There's a little bit of wiggle room there. And I'll take a little bit of room. Oh my God. I may just give up on this at some point, by the way. If this is too much of a faff to open, I will give up. There you go. Oh, okay. Apparently, a lot of people, when they open a Bible like this, well, they end up fucking hurting themselves. Oh shit, 3 months! Third month into a baby. The iPod is going well. Look, did you see this? Did you see this? Terrible. That's the hard drive from an iPod Mini! Fucking love that. Fucking, it's a micro drive according to Hitachi and Apple. I love that thing so much. I'm so happy I opened up that. It was worth all the faff. Worth every little bit of faff. I don't think the faff of opening this up is necessarily going to be worth it, but you know, one can hope. One can hope. I mean, so we got the two angles, right? This is the Ashens angle, basically, right? This is the Ashens angle. This is the Big Clive DankPods angle. And as I like all of them, why not both? Why not both, eh? Why not both? It's definitely not another baby drive. I mean, there's no baby drive in here. These are all flash based. There is no mystery. This is a flash. This has flash memory. Yeah. You basically just need to flex it. I can't even get it. I get this in there, but it's not undoing the clip, which is frustrating. Ugh. Just stick enough things in there that it comes out. Oh, we're in there with it. With this, we're in there with that. Okay, just prying it open a little bit. Hopefully enough to get this in. This is where you're going to get the proper prying. You need one of these. These are the more rigid things, which are. Oh yeah, this tool is designed to break before your device does. Wow, everything at once. Genuinely, this is how you would open these. You would just literally. That's why you get, again, there's a lot of things you get loads of, like these, that you would have loads, you'd use loads in a repair. It's like, why? It's like, because you need to put loads of them in to get a lot of clips off stuff. These clip devices are kind of intended to be open, but also not at the same time. And just sticking loads of these in just keeps the tension on. So you can go for another angle. Oh shit, 22 months, Meerkat. Fucking hell. How many oh no, it's a couple of months after. How's your second sub channel doing, eh? I need more. Need more picks. Need more little sort of picky thing. I need to get more of these. I've got actual guitar picks, but they're not thin enough. Bits of the train. Hey, with the train bits! So I'm going to do Twitch more. That's my plan. Oh, the top's coming out. I want to do Twitch more. I want to do this more. I think this is fun. I think it's something... I think it's something people don't really do on Twitch at all. Which I think makes them at least different. I don't know if that makes them better, but it makes them different. And I will take different. Right, with 100 now. I don't even know what the point of half train is, but fuck it. Train whistle. I did it. You're welcome. There is your deserved comedy noisemaker of the day. Like, fuck up. You know, all my comedy noisemakers live over here. You can see the train whistle poking up. You got the honk honk. We got the, of course, ding bell, vibe check bell. And last but not least, the kazoo. The horn just fell on. Oh my god, I need to tighten that. Jesus Christ. Fuck it. Oh my god, this does not. Oh my god. I think the point is money. Twitch. Ways to get people to give you money. Admittedly, considering I've spent a lot of money on doing all the Twitch stuff, I would like to earn money off it now. But equally, I don't want to fucking do all the exploity things because I think that's contish. Just love that accordion. Why the fuck would I throw away? Who throws away an accordion? Even a cheap one. Who the fuck throws away an accordion? What a stupid question. Well, I'm actively offended by your question, if anything. Oh, I think I'd get rid of an accordion. Fuck off, a blue grayer. Never throw away an accordion. Actually, I don't like throwing away most things, really. I realized I started watching Bob's Burgers a couple months ago. Rebecca finally persuaded me to do it, and I'm really enjoying it. And I was kind of watching it, and Rebecca is Tina and Lynn. Daniel is Gene. And I was going, I feel like a bit of a Bob. Bob's always got that sort of tired energy, but I've realized the longer I've watched it, I'm Teddy. I'm Teddy. And like Teddy's house, there's a whole episode of getting, and he's like, no! And it's like he's a hoarder, but like all the stuff he's hoarding, he's like, no, I can fix that. He's a handyman. So he's like, I've got that, I can fix it, and he can. Do you think he thinks waste is wasteful? And I'm like, you know what? I respect that about you, Teddy. I'm pretty sure I've not done any of the fucking things. I'm pretty sure I've not done any of the clips. Because you see, you don't want to break the clips, and I don't really give a fuck about breaking the clips. Is the thing. It's not like I'm intending to put this back together. This is one of the display pieces. See, look at that. I've bent in the aluminum around the 30 pin. Good luck getting a 30 pin connector in this now, baby. Oh, yeah, look, I got the side clip off. There we go. Making some progress. There we go. Right. I've made a little bit of progress. That clip's definitely come off. Right. Back in here on the other side. I probably want to get them off this side first. The more I get out, the more I get off, the easier it's going to be. Sadly, take it to the norm. I mean, it is 30 pin. I don't mind 30 pin as a connector that much, actually. I was happy when they switched to Lightning. And I will be happy when they switch to USB-C, finally. But I have a feeling that Apple are gonna, because the EU have mandated that they have to have USB-C now, basically. I think it's by 2024. I think Apple aren't going to switch to USB-C on the iPhone. I think they're just going to go full MagSafe. And for charging, I don't mind, but there is this sort of side problem that they keep having, where they're like, oh, because the iPhone Pros, they keep being like, hey, look, you've recorded 4K cinematic footage in like fucking ProRes, and it's like, a gig a minute. Oh, no, sorry, like 5 gigs a minute. And I'm like, if I get a 1 terabyte iPhone, because, they record nice footage, and ProRes footage is nice, professionals, the process of getting that fucking footage off is a nightmare. Because, well, Apple they legally have to switch to USB-C if they have a plug. They legally have to if they want to sell in the EU. They have to switch to USB-C, which they've done for loads of other devices. MagSafe is massively expensive and not nearly as universal as Lightning, though. Well, no, I disagree. Because MagSafe is just Qi. It's just a Qi charger with a magnet built in. You can just use Qi chargers. Wireless Qi chargers. And I have a feeling Apple will just do that, because that's the thing they do. But I'd say it's the data transfer, because Lightning, it's capable of USB 3 speeds, the spec is, but they don't make USB 3 cable versions. It doesn't support it. So if you want to get the footage, like ProRes footage off an iPhone, like hundreds of gigs of footage, right? You have 3 options. Either plug in a Lightning to USB port and transfer it via USB 2 speeds. That's option A. Option B is AirDrop, which is too slow for big footage. Option 3 is like uploading it to a cloud service from your phone and then downloading it somewhere else, which is probably the fastest if you have the internet for it. Like, ridiculous. Are they expecting you to debug over network alone? I mean, so far, that's how you generally do it. Most stuff can be done over the network with iPhones now, is the thing. I mean, Apple Watches, that's how Apple Watches work. Remember, Apple Watches have all the debug features. Like, the Apple Watches they don't have a port. They've just been charging with a fucking wireless charging standard. They don't have any data connection. And they can debug all wirelessly. You can debug over Lightning, yeah, but you can debug wirelessly too. I don't know, I just have a feeling Apple would rather go completely cable port. I think they'd rather go port free. It's a weird thing that the iPhone 14 Pro in the United States, they don't have the SIM card. They don't have the SIM card tray, this tray here. Only in the US model. All the reviews are like, oh, they've completely got rid of the SIM card tray. They don't mention that it's only the US model. Like every other country in the world still has a SIM card tray. And I was kind of thinking, I was looking at it going, well, the SIM card tray does actually take up quite a lot of space in the phone. So they must be getting rid of it to put something in it. But I'm like, they won't have put a physical thing in to the US one that isn't in the rest of the world one. I'm kind of going, what are they? I fixed it at the header. You know what is in the space? The sort of space about this big. Where is it there? The space about sort of that big in it. On the US model, it's just got a plastic spacer. It's got this empty slot in the logic board where you can put one and a big plastic thing on top of it that just fills it in. It doesn't do anything. A lot of people's arguments, they're preparing. It's like, they're preparing to get rid of it. And I'm like, well, why would you just get rid of it in one region? I don't understand. Oh, no, yeah, it's eSIM. You just use digital SIM, which is what the Apple Watch uses, which apparently is more common in the US than it is anywhere else in the world, which I'm assuming is why the rest of the world still gets a SIM card tray. But I don't understand, because I could get it if they were like, hey, we've got rid of the SIM card tray and we've put something else in the space. You know, that's how they tried to sell losing the headphone jack. They went, hey, we've gotten rid of the headphone jack, but with the space we've saved by getting rid of the headphone jack, we've put this big fancy haptic feedback motor in. And I went, well, I was a bit annoyed at the time, and I'm like, okay, well, at least they're putting something in the space, right? They're using it for something else. That's not what they've done this year. And I'm like, well, what's the point then? Like, I don't. And they're already, people are like, they're just doing it for future. I'm like, yeah, but they're only encouraging eSIM use in the US. If it was everywhere, well, that'd be one thing, but they're still going to have to release an iPhone with a normal SIM card tray. And I'm like, they're not going to. I don't. Primeable, I'm nervous that digital SIM is going to see a return of network locking. I mean, loads of phones are still network locked. It's not gotten away. If you get an iPhone 3 in it, for your fucking network, it's going to be O2 locked or whatever. You can unlock them. I get unlocked phones anyway, but it's not gone away. You can disable them with a simple code. I mean, eSIM is practically the same. Like, you'd be able to disable it with a code on eSIM, I imagine, as well. They may as well save money by not putting a SIM tray in. Yeah, but it's just weird. It's weird because they're having to make a different spec as well. I mean, they've always made a different spec for the US anyway. The 13 had a different spec because notably on the 13 in the US, it's got like it looks like a SIM card slot, but like plastic on the side. And it doesn't have a hole. It just looks like a little plastic SIM card tray. And that's for millimeter wave 5G, which is only supported in the US models. The US models have always been a little different. They have to make different SKUs anyway. It's a bit weird. Like, it's cheaper in the US. Come on. Oh, you cunt. This is such a fanny on. And I'm making progress. But fuck me. Like, what this side unclipped. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Ah, you bitch. President says special. Yes, yeah. Admittedly, did you fucking see what Starmer did at the Labour Party conference today? He got a whole room to sing God Save the King very seriously, and everyone did it, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I walked past there today. It's in Liverpool. Like, the Labour Party conference is happening like 20 minutes from where I live. And I was just out for a walk today, and I walked past, and I foolishly wore a red t-shirt. I didn't think. I just put a red t-shirt on. Oh, no, a red t-shirt. Sunset Sarsaparilla t-shirt. And I walked past. I was just walking along the dock. And I'm like, oh my God, wearing red was a bad idea. Because like I was outside, every single person assumed I was like a Labour Party member who was there for the conference. So I was getting accosted with fucking leaflets. From like political action groups who were demanding change in Labour Party. All of them were like, oh, we want Labour Party to commit to PR. I want Labour Party to commit to Green New Deal. But oh my God. And it was like, oh my God, please don't see me as a Labour member. Oh, please, God, no. Oh, God, no. Please, Lord, God, no. God, no. Please, Lord, God, no. No! Wearing a red shirt at Target. Oh, yes. Shame. I know about because of popular media. Is there clip locations? Just 2 clips down here. There's 2 on the bottom here. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna. Oh no, that's doing it over there. Let me just. Elgato camera hub. Because yep, Elgato's camera hub just saves it to the device. You don't have to have the app open for it to work. Let's change it to average exposure. Over suggested. Oh, it's still. It's a bit better, but it's. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Probably the partner van was protesting there today. Yeah. It was weird because I bypassed because they had a bus. So I know that sounds really boring. Liverpool City Council are basically trying to bring the buses back under public control because Liverpool City Council is very notable for how we have Merseyrail in Liverpool, and it's for the longest time it's the only publicly owned rail service in the UK. Oh, there's another spot I foot on the floor and I kind of forget the pedals there. I need to put it like somewhere slightly out of my normal place where I sit. I need to put it to like the side. Yeah, put it to the side there. Ah, it's better. Like it was weird because I've never seen so many fucking like men in the 50s wearing like blazers. Like lots of men in the 50s, working class men in the 50s with a backpack and wearing a suit but with no tie, with an open button top. I've never seen that many of them in anywhere before, aside from the Labour Party conference. Yeah, there was loads. There was fucking loads of people there being like, oh, everyone's here. Corbyn, notably, is here. Because Corbyn, if you don't know, Corbyn lost the Labour whip. He's technically not a Labour Party member anymore. Kind of. But he's in Liverpool, and he was doing an event at a place called Video Odyssey, which is owned by an acquaintance of mine. I did a video on there on Instagram like a few years back. It's this weird like video shop. But it was an arcade, but now is like often kind of rented out for events. They have a big TV studio there and stuff like that. Yes, it was there today. There's a picture of him with all the fucking VHS tapes. I'm like, what? Damn it. I didn't bump into anyone. I didn't see anyone notable, sadly, on my journeys. Kind of cool. I must have walked by the place 20 minutes for you. If that today, your tweet time was anyone near accurate. I mean, I tweet everything like ages after I've been to a place. Like, you ever see a tweet from me and it's mentioning a location? I am long fucking gone. Ooh, 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 oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh. Is that metal pick wrapped enough? As I don't want you to cut yourself. I mean, it's thin, but it's not. Like, it's not gonna cut you really. Not sharp. Right. So the only clips I need to get out now are the. You can kind of see the clips through there. I think I need a light on here. Yeah, I want like a little ring light. I think like a tiny little ring light on this mount with the camera, which I might get another Logi one. I need to get the top clip is still a problem. They need to be pushed inwards. You see, I can't just pull it out now. These clips need to be pushed inwards to delatch. Let's just put these in to hold it there so it doesn't accidentally push it back down again. Right. This is the little thin boy. This can slide right in. This is called an eye opener. It is literally designed for this exact purpose. Opening iPods. Even that is fucking dying, mate. Come on. Oh, you God. I'm just talking about the straight ones. Those have got your hands ribbon. Straight ones? Like this. I mean, yeah, if I was holding it, yeah, they'd probably. It's fine. My fingers, my hands are sacrificial lambs to cuts anyway. They always get cut up. You play guitar and you do stuff like this all the time. My hands get cut up all the time. There's a cut. 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 I'm just like, oh no, I'm bleeding again. Right. top clips off. Uh-huh. We want like a clip here. WC Mike, hey Matt, I just heard about the change of the Twitch made to the payout split. Are you guys all on 70-30 or has it been 50-50 since we're doing this? What do you mean about the changes? I don't follow Twitch changes. Someone asked me a question the other day, being like, "Oh, what do you think of the Twitch news?" I'm like, "What?" I don't fucking know. What the fuck they do? I don't watch Twitch. They barely fucking send me emails. Well, they're just changing all the payout splits to 70-30. Oh, Twitch are moving a bunch of people on the 70-30 split to 50-50. Oh. So the Nerdcube channel is on a 70-30 split. I hope they fucking don't do that. I fucking don't do that. Granted, Twitch isn't our main income source, so it wouldn't fucking kill us or anything. But fucking, that's a big chunk. That's a big chunk. I can check. It only applies after you make 100k or something. Just totally? Or like over the year? Oh, what is that? What is that? What does that actually mean? Any income over that is 50-50. Oh. Under that, still 70-30. Oh, that's not a problem at all. We've never made that much money on Twitch ever. So I'm sure that's over a year. Like tax bracket. Oh, that's fine. No, fucking give a fuck about that. If you're earning that much money off Twitch already. No, that's fine. It's grand. Absolutely okay. Occasionally, right, I always see the fucking thing. There's one in one of the YouTube video that went out yesterday. Someone being like, "Oh, Dan earns 10 grand on Patreon a month. He fucking loaded. I bet he's got 6 figures in his bank account. Bitch, we don't even. None of us have 5 figures in our bank account. Like, I'm like, oh, 10 grand, and I'm like, do you know how? Do people not understand how money works? Like, like the 10 grand isn't just like toys. Like, it's not. Like just fucking doing a fucking prints alone is fucking like 2 grand a month at least. Not including man hours. It's less than that. There's 4 of us. We've got lots of expenses. Notably, I'm trying to give us all fucking a raise at the moment to cover the fact that because we can't really reduce our electricity, right? Like all the stuff we're doing is using these like high power computers, and lots of monitors, blah blah blah. We can't really reduce. Move the monitor. We can't really reduce our electricity consumption that much. We were trying to optimize and stuff like that, but like there's a limit, you know. We have to use a lot for our job because we work from home and we work on high powered machines, doing quite a lot of stuff. So, getting the MacBook helped, I will say, because that MacBook is way more power efficient than the fucking iMac. Fucking way more. Means it uses less power. Like these PCs, like 3090s, I mean, fucking idling. It just fucking go power, you know. Nope. Yeah, multiple, but literally. Also, tax. Like, tax exists, right? Like, it just no tax. Tax. If Daniel was taking like 10 grand a month, like all for him, if it just went straight to his bank account, even ignoring everything else, even if you didn't have any business expenses, if that went straight to his bank account, his tax that he'd be paying would be like 45,000 a year or something. Even then, he wouldn't have 6 figures in his bank account. No, like about 20% on average goes to tax because we only pay corporation tax on profits, but obviously our wages are taxed, so it works out at 20% all in on average to just all the money that goes in about 20% of it just goes to tax somewhere. General expenses, just equipment failures, blah 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 blah. Time, time. What's that? This is not as bright as I want it to be. There's fucking 4 of us. Oh my god, that's the wrong one. Oh god, oh. If I see a thing I'm not liking about the cameras, I kind of want to change it as quickly as possible. There we go. Do you have a first gen iPod? Not a classic. No, I don't. I'd like one, but they're really expensive. So half the reason I've gotten into this because it's really fucking cheap. All of these iPods combined cost me like less than 50 quid. Actually, take that back. All the iPods bar this one cost me less than 50 quid. This iPod probably cost me 45 quid, I think. But it's a really cheap thing to get into and it takes up no space. I've looked at first gen iPods, they go for hundreds of quid. I'd like one, but again, it's cheap hobby. I'm gonna I turned my heating off back in April because my electricity bill went up by so much. Yeah. I mean, I've spoken about how my electricity bill was already like 200 a month. Like both me and Dan and Rebecca's electricity bills were already really high just by nature of what we're doing. Just the 3 of us combined, we're probably spending about, before it went up, we're probably spending about 500 quid a month on electricity. And obviously it's like tripling. And that's cool. Oh my god, that's quite a bit. It's due to double again in October. I mean, even with the cap, it's still going to go up. Well, it's not going to double in October. It's going to go by, because we've got the cap now. The government have said they're doing a new cap. It's going to go by less. Just come off. The clip is still attached on the top, and I'm just wondering, is there any way to fucking just unclip them? You can see these are the metal clips here. You can see there, metal clip. It's kind of clipped in to the iPod. Like, there's a little bit on the metal here. There's these little indents that stick in, and it sticks in that. So you have to kind of push that in, unlatch it, and then it comes out. Not really. Oh, actually, there's an opening. No, I tilted it. Prosper for you with prosper with hands. I'm lucky I got the set rate a couple of years back, so I could pay the same. Yeah, I mean, I was on the set rate until a few months ago. I can only get a years long fixed term on the thing. It's going to be a big problem this winter. Because the fact is, notably with this sort of cost of living crisis, when people talk about it, and the reason it's such a big deal is, because when people always talk about cost of living things, it's basically stuff that tends to literally only affect really low income people. And the general public tend to just not care, which is disgusting, but is the reality of the thing, right? A lot of people, it's only affecting poor people. It doesn't sort of affect me. And the reason this is kind of doesn't make it more of a big deal, but it's making the country as a whole panic more is obviously because it's even people who are actually on really, really good wages are still also struggling. Everyone's struggling with it. Every single person. It's not just like, it doesn't matter your income level. You're going to get fucked by it, sort of thing. Which is why so many people are way more angry about it. The nature of the beast, really. Oh my god. Oh, I think I got 2 of the clips off though. It's just this one here. I think it's the only one left. Blinks. I pay for electricity in my house as I use most of it myself. Mom and 2 sisters it recently went from roughly 210 to 375 a month. Yeah, I was paying out because I do the thing where it averages out over here, so you pay like X amount of money, and in the summer you're using like a lot less than that. But in the winter you use a lot more, and it makes your bill average over the year. And I did that this year, but I'm not intending on the heating this year, so I'm Yay! Hey! Oh my fucking god. I took far too bloody long. Jesus Christ. Fuck no. Why it all funny on that? Yeah, I have bent that a bit. It warped. Not as bad as I thought it'd be, though. The reflection of that's making the exposure go wild. I don't have to do it to turn it off. There is an option on my computer, but it's just... alright, the metal dog just got 25 months. Bloody Nora. Bloody Nora. I obviously I make $65,000 a year pre-tax, and the rent is rising so fast I'm currently renting a basement because nothing else is available. Literally. Right, now what? It's open now. Now I can scroll to the next bit. God, it took so long and I was just opening it. Right. Right, the screws. We have standard Phillips head. Oh my god. 0, 0. One tiny screw. Not much bigger. I mean, these are tiny screws, but like, I just think my kind of, like, they're fucking tiny screws, but then there's tiny screws, and then there's fucking microscopic screws. like the difference in these fucking screws is just comical, because that screw is tiny, right? But then that screw, which you can't even see on the end of that, is just that fucking quarter of the mass. Northern Nook, my nana seemingly mentally reverted to a young adulthood experience of the austerity in the 1950s. Therefore, a lot of blankets down the bed, lights up banana heating if anyone on someone has a cold. One advantage in this office I found is that the computer's heated up quite a bit, just existing, which is why it's harder to cool this office, which is why in the summer it's such a problem. But admittedly, I bought because I got an air conditioner this summer, just because this room gets up to about 40 degrees in summer with the computers on, which is just completely fucking unworkable in. But the reason I was more comfortable is an investment, because it's also a heat pump, so it can be heating in the winter, and it's way more efficient heating than like electric heating or anything. So it's way cheaper to run for heating. And this is generally the only room I heat anyway, because I can use an electric blanket in bed, and I can snuggle up and stuff in other rooms, but because in here I'm using my hands, and if my hands are cold, it makes typing and doing stuff really hard. So it needs to be at least, if not warm, temperate. So I can use that to heat, which is something. There's a zip connector here. Oh shit, I've completely fucked the end of this. No longer sharp. I need to buy some more of these. I fix it do like these sort of black tools, and I need some more of them. There's it connectors up. Right. Move the click wheel. This is the click wheel. This is the click wheel cable. Oh my god. I recommend using the tip of a spudger to pull this out. Which I do not have. Why don't I have one of those spudgers? I don't have it gone. I'm assuming there's one in my other iFixit kit. But I always have two kits. Lift the logic board assembly out of the front case. Oh. Taking all 6 screws out. Oh my god. There we go. Oh, some retaining clip just came off. Right, there's a cable connected still. I don't know what to do with that. What do you want me to do with that? Oh, it's a zip connector. Fantastic. I like these a lot. If you've ever taken apart a Switch, Joy-Con or anything, this is a really similar kind of process. Switches just pull little zip connectors. Like I've repaired a load of Joy-Cons and stuff like that. Switch Joy. People always talk about, the Switch Joy-Cons are bad because of the stick drift. But fucking hell, they're easy to repair. You just need a Phillips screwdriver. That's it. All the screws are the same. They're not doing any bullshit. Right, so I was looking at the battery placement guide. It's soldered on. Right. How is the display held on? Oh no, that's still looking at the battery replacement. Remove the thing, blah 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 blah. Same. Oh. Oh, okay. The display is actually glued on. There we go. And off it comes. That wasn't actually as hard as I expected. That must be a lot harder. So all this electronic is here now. That is just the click wheel controller. That's clear. You know, all of these, the click wheel controller, sort of part of the casing. I mean, you can get them all off. As I said earlier, I'm kind of just keeping them on the casings because I don't know. I feel like it's visually nice to have them on. You know, they're not sort of in the way. I think they look alright. So there's the front of that iPod. The screws down here. And that's the front. There's the display. By the way, if you're wondering, the display on this one and the display on this one are all the same. They're the same size. Exactly. Like, they're exactly the same size. Obviously, that was just vertical and that was horizontal. Because this was the first one that could play video, which is why it was this size. So you could watch a widescreen video without having to rotate it. With this one, you just hold it like that and watch it like that, which was still really comfortable. Because you weren't covering anything, but you'd just be like, oh, video, bang. Hold it like that and watch it, and that was really comfortable. Which is why they went back to that design. Whereas this, you could just hold it like that all the time. But because you wouldn't rotate it, it meant that like scrolling through your music, you'd want a vertical display for scrolling through music and stuff. It'd be better. And then for video, you could just do that. That's why they went back to that design. This was a neat little thing. Right. Now let's get this other shit off. Is that it? I think that might be it, actually. Oh, look at that. Ooh. Okay, this is a really dirty iPod, by the way. You can see there's just dirt all over the fucking thing. And I don't know what that mystery stain is. That's a suspicious mystery. And it's the problem buying secondhand, you see. Half of these were kept in bins over years and have went through several people's hands. Let's try this. Let's try this. Contact cleaner. Do I have... Oh my god. Oh my god, there's been a fucking catastrophe. I don't have any cotton buds on me. Oh, that stain's not coming off, is it? Rust, maybe? It could be rust. Weird. Really dirty on the outside. It's like dirt's gotten into the case. I mean, this iPod didn't work, I'm pretty sure. Should have tested it before I disassembled it, really. The thing is, right, I've disassembled this, obviously. But functionally speaking, if I plugged this in, because I'm taking the display off, I'm taking the casing off, but this is the thing, if I plugged this into a computer, the computer would still read it as an iPod, and it'd be like, oh, what songs are on it? Like, I could plug this in and see what was on it, and, see if, everything like that. See, I could get it, literally, I could just plug get it, if I wanted to use it, assuming it worked, I could just, put the click wheel connector back on and reattach the display, and even the case wouldn't be together, it'd be on. Right, well, I don't think I've really improved. I think it's slightly improved the stain, but not much. Not much. That means needlessly big bottle of isopropyl alcohol, by the way. I use so much isopropyl. I use it all the fucking time. I just have this fucking liter bottle. Either the desk or the camera's unstable when you rub. It's moving the desk, which is shaking the camera arm. And there's a slight delay. It's just gonna happen. Nature of the beast, really. They connected the desk.
The reason I connected to the desk, by the way, because I could connect them to the floor and they wouldn't do that. The problem I have with this desk is I've got a standing desk, which I really like, but everything has to be attached to the desk. Because if I'm like, oh, you know what? I want to stand up. Rock solid, right? We can hear it. But that camera's perfectly attached. Everything's in the same place. Now I'm stood up. Which is nice, you know? Actually, I've got a higher point. I have the foot pedal. The foot pedal is the only cable that's running down outside of the 2 power cables. I wasn't sure it was going to be long enough. But I can press memory 4. And it rises up even more to a really high height. Like, this is almost at my head height. Almost at my head height. But the point of this is I can look at stuff really closely. Like right in front of my eyes. Like, that's right in front of my eyes. Right in front of my eyes there. Like that. Okay. That is eye level to me now. Right? That is eye level. It means I can look at stuff really close without having to kind of go. You just imagine the songs of the pink iPod. I'm pretty sure I can. Something's rubbing against the wall sometimes when it moves, which is a mild concern, but probably for later. Let's go down again. When you say the pink iPod, do you mean this one? I'm assuming you mean that one. Because that pink iPod came with a case on it. Actually, quite a few of these came with a case on it. There's a mini. There's an iPod mini case. Silicon case. Which you literally just awkwardly squeeze it through. There. I liked a lot of these. I like some of these came with accessories. Just they're shit, but there's a novelty to the accessories. That's the eye skin for the iPod mini. You know, this official Apple dock for the iPod mini, which is just literally perfect. The tolerances on that are just incredible. 2003. Accessories, the mini. Where's the thing I'm looking for? I don't know. I've got a box below my desk that's full of shit. Which needs a place to live, but doesn't currently have a place to live. But yeah, you had a pink leather case with it as well. I got this one. Yeah, I got this one, which came with this. Delightful. Yeah, I got like a pink leather case that kind of opens up for that. But I can hang on. Where's my 30 pin? There's my 30 pin. You little bastard. Let's plug you into the Mac. Plug you into the Mac. Because macOS still fucking reads them. Natively, the system will read every fucking iPod. You can connect literally any generation of iPod to a modern Mac, and the system will read it comfortably, and you can download software updates for it. And you can wipe them still, all in the system. You can sync them and everything. It's great. I still cannot get over that. Like, Apple are so weird with a lot of stuff, and then some of the stuff are like, oh yeah, no, we support that forever. And I'm like, what? Let's see what's on the iPod. We're not. Actually, no, better idea. I do have a USB port on the desk now, on the workbench there, connected to the PC. For this purpose, for this specific, explicitly this purpose. iTunes and Windows gets really fucking finicky with older iPods. A lot of time it just doesn't fucking see them. Where'd you buy eBay? Go on eBay, search iPod. What the fuck? Ugh, I hate USB-A! I hate it! I hate it! Go in, fuck you. Right, ow. Hit my head in the fucking light. I've knocked it as well. Starting up. A lot of these do work, by the way. They've literally just got an eBay and search iPod. Just the word iPod and like sort by cheapest. That's what I usually do. Do not disconnect. Right, let me have a look. iTunes. iPod on Windows is shit, and it's shocking they still use it. Because like, if you want to listen to music through Apple Music, you can do it through iTunes, but they want you to use the yeah, there's the problem. iTunes has detected a Macintosh formatted iPod. You must restore this iPod before you can use it on Windows. Like, I can see it. I can see it. It's an iPod, but that's all I can do with it. I can't do anything else with it. Although I can't see the music that's on it now. It's charging. Ooh, wrong button. All right. Albums. All. Oh, it's not on it. Oh, this was wiped. This was one of the wiped ones. Games. Let's. Listen, like, one of the reasons I quite like them is there's something really just novel about them. You know, they're just this kind of weird little relic of and especially iPods, because iPods are obviously, Apple are just infamous for just kind of needlessly overdoing everything. Like, they're incredibly well built. Really nice sort of industrial design, a lot of miniaturization you see with the hard drive and stuff. And the click wheel's kind of novel, and like playing games on it's weird, even though they've only got a few. And seeing a lot of them obviously come without being wiped, so you kind of see people's like music history on them and stuff like that. Shit, a brick. See people's music history on them, which is kind of fun. You can see when people played stuff, when they played it, how much they played songs, you know, which I think is really fun. Get out of here. No, shooting parachuting men is not a Geneva Convention. You'll notice, by the way, if I fire loads, the frame rate just goes. Like, you know how the clank. I kind of wish there was a game development team for this, because you know how the crank on the Playdate's a bit of a novelty. This click wheel, man. The click wheel's a novelty. Because I love the click wheel. It's such a weird way to navigate stuff. I just enjoy it a lot. Can I put it on the deck? Oh, it's the two of clubs, not the two spades. Okay. I mean, just being able to do this in like 2000. When did this come out? I don't know. 2006, 2007, 2006. It must be 2006. It's just kind of really cool to me. Because this, I mean, phones are smartphone. You can obviously get smartphones at this point. It's pre-iPhone, but it's smartphones that exist. A lot of people are like, oh, Apple invented the smartphone. They didn't. Apple did what Apple tend to do very well, and they take a technology that already exists, but they refine it to a point, and they market it very well, and they make it really good. That's what they're good at. You know, Apple didn't invent the mouse or or a graphical user interface. They found people who designed those things, and they were kind of, obviously, they were struggling to kind of sell them and blah, blah, blah. And they bought the rights to them, and then they refined it to the point where it worked. Same with the fucking Face ID sensor, which is just a Kinect. It's literally Kinect. And I've said this so many times, and everyone's always really surprised. Face ID is literally a mini Kinect. And I do mean literally. Apple bought the company that designed Microsoft's Kinect, the Xbox Kinect. They took the technology, they miniaturized it, and that is the Face ID sensor. That is literally it. I am not like, that is literally a Face ID. It is literally, I find that so funny. Colin Davis, didn't they put the charging port on a wireless mouse at the bottom? They did do that. I will say, so that's one of those Apple things that everyone kind of makes fun of for valid reasons, but equally, if you actually own one, it's genuinely not a problem. The reason that the battery is on the bottom, the charger's on the bottom, is when they originally made the Magic Mouse, it was AA you put in it, right? And then they wanted to make it rechargeable, and they needed to put a lightning port somewhere, but there's
there's nowhere on the front or the back they can put it without redesigning the whole thing. And they didn't want to redesign the whole thing, clearly. They just put a lightning port on the bottom. But the thing with the Magic Mouse is a Magic Mouse will last about a month on a single charge. And it will recharge in about 10 minutes from dead. And it lasts a month. So it wasn't designed to be plugged in while you used it. The idea was that you kind of walk away for 5 minutes or something, and it's like a month. Like you needed to recharge it once a month, if that. Like it wasn't like a lot of modern wireless mice you have to sort of charge every day. So it was stupid, but not as much of a problem as you'd think, just because of you never need to charge it. I quite like the Magic Mouse. It's not very ergonomic, but I like just the whole top of it being a big touch sensor and being able to do multi-touch gestures like a trackpad on a mouse is the best of both worlds to me. And I'm annoyed that they're the only people who ever made a device like that, because, oh my god, it's so nice. Because I love multi-touch so much. So much. And I used a Magic Mouse for years because I liked multi-touch. And then I moved to a Magic trackpad, like a desktop one, because I love multi-touch. I like just being able to do everything with just different, like I can go blum, bum, 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 but like I have multi-touch gestures set up to if I put 2 fingers on the trackpad and then go like this, or that, it'll do different things. But only if I've got 3 fingers on the trackpad, or I can do 3 fingers up, 3 fingers down, 3 fingers left, 3 fingers right, 4 fingers up, down, left, right, 2 fingers up, down, left, right, 1 finger up, down, left, right, 1 finger harder press up, down, left, right, thumb, all 5 move around like this. I can do this gesture, and it can do an individual thing. Like, you can make multi-touch do anything, and it's amazing, and I love it. And having that on a mouse was the coolest fucking thing, but it's such an uncomfortable fucking mouse. It's such an uncomfortable fucking mouse. It's like everyone at Apple doesn't have fucking fingers or something. I don't know. I literally don't know. And they've never redesigned it. I'm assuming they've never redesigned it because most people use the trackpad. Most people buy a Magic trackpad, not a Magic Mouse. And obviously all the laptops use trackpads because Apple trackpads are fantastic. They're nice to use. A lot of people are like, trackpads. But if you've used an Apple trackpad, you know why the trackpad thing doesn't work on them, because they're just fantastic. They're just fantastic. And I don't use one currently. I wouldn't mind getting one. I can only use it on the Mac, which is fine. But the fact is, not only the system user, but you can get Better Touch Tool for the Mac, which is a Mac app I recommend immediately, where you can set custom touch gestures per app, and way more than the default, and set the haptic feedback you get per each touch, and the touch sensitivity of each thing. Like, oh my god, Better Touch Tool is the most insane application so much. I love Better Touch Tool. I think it's one of those must-have Mac apps. It's just so... You can just do anything with it. Anything. Like, you think fucking auto hotkeys powerful. Fucking Better Touch Tool. Fucking rock, That's why, like, whenever people are like, oh, the Macs are customizable. I can do shit on a Mac you can't even find. Dream of Windows way. Are these winnable? Do these always make these winnable? Some solitaire, it is obviously if you do completely random solitaire, it's a lot of games are impossible. But some solitaire games that you get on different devices make every game technically winnable. I don't know if this did that or not. Better Touch Tool. It's one of those Mac apps I've always used forever. And it's like the first thing I install on every computer now. Immediately, because I use it all the fucking time. All the fucking time. It's so good. Right. So I've gotten into playing solitaire. Playing solitaire on a little shitty fucking tiny little pink iPod. Are you enthralled? Is this the Twitch content people want? I know what people want, and they want man playing a tiny version of solitaire in a tiny window, on a pink iPod with bad exposure so you can barely see what's going on. You love it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to swap the cameras around. I'm going to try swapping them around and see what the other one looks like up top. And if it looks bad up top, I might get 2 Brios. I say I don't know if if Logitech software will work with 2 of them connected at once. But I can just return both of them if it all goes to pot. So, I can just return both of them. I just don't want to have to. I mean, the reason I often buy a lot of shit like this of Amazon is they just have the most generous and cheapest return policy. We just need an unregistered hypercam 2 at the top left corner. The fact that the pink iPod just does add to the experience, really, doesn't it? Is this one of the ones that expand? I don't think this is one of the ones that expands. Yeah, the iPods in the because every iPod I've got, I've tested all of them, and I put all the dangerous ones in the bomb bag. So this is not one of the ones that explodes or expands, I should say. For legal reasons. I need that 3. I need that 3. Why not? Oh, 3. Wow, exciting, Salter. So I'm getting distracted playing Salter. I like the iPod. And look, it holds a charge. Wow. I mean, if I charged it fully, it'd hold a charge. But like, see, a lot of these iPods are in really good nick. A bit down the back. It's a little scratched on the back, but like this iPod is in good nick. That's a good. Is it a case? Its whole life? I mean, I've got the case. It's a little scratch in the front. There's a few little chips in the front, but it's in really good nick. I mean, it's died. Good nick. I like the iPod. I don't know. I'm not. All the fucking dirt. There's so much dirt that came out of this fucking fat boy. I don't know how I feel about displaying this iPod, this fat boy. Because, like, this is interesting because of its age and also the fucking tiniest hard drive. I have a feeling this might be the tiniest production hard drive that was ever made. It feels like it would have been, you know? What other fucking device would have had a fucking hard drive this small? Like, I cannot think of anything that could have had a hard drive this small. Or smaller. Like, I don't know what device would have had a smaller hard drive than this. That's impressive. This is impressive just because it's just so comically thin. The thinnest iPod they ever made, and it is wafer thin, the internals. And the display glass being set. But this, and you just got the case, the display, and then the logic board. With the battery on the back. There's like shield over the battery. But like, not that interesting, is it? I don't think this is that interesting to look at, really. It's not bad. It's just a bit nothing in it. A bit nothingy. It's got rust on it. And it's harder to display. I could do that. Just have it displayed like that. But that's not really a teardown, is it? Because these, I can obviously space them so that they're kind of at least even, mostly. Especially once I add the sort of internals and stuff. Like, it's great with that. Either I display it like that, or I have the screen out, and then where's the screen go? There? There's a free copy of Hot Fuzz by the Killers. Look, whenever I get an iPod, right, I like to put a Jack Johnson album on it. If you ever watch a keynote, like a Steve Jobs keynote, he loved Jack Johnson, Steve Jobs. Currently, the 1-inch hard drive is the smallest device commercially available, I suppose. Is that, I'm assuming that's, well, it has to be smaller than that. Is that an inch? How big is that? Yeah, it's a bit bigger than an inch. Yeah, it measures 4.5 centimeters in length and 3 centimeters in width. Well, fine. Okay, one of the smallest hard drives ever made. I think that's pretty cool. You know what's amazing as well? I mean, that's a 4 gig hard drive. I have a 4 gig, like, full-size hard drive somewhere. Like a 5.25-inch hard drive. I have a 4 fucking gig one of those. From, like, you know, the early 90s. And I definitely want to put that next to this. And like in that, you're just like, you know how like, you look at SD cards from like 2010 or whatever, and they were still the same size, but like tiny comparatively sort of size. Whereas now you can get like fucking 2 terabyte. I just like the idea of having this tiny little hard drive, and then I thought the huge one next to it, and they both have the same storage. I think that's really fun. Back piece. Oh yeah, the back piece. I forgot about the back piece, the iPod. Yeah, that's a point. Oh no, yeah, no, I hate that. I don't mind that as much with the back piece. The other ones have the display off. I can have the display on. It's just, these obviously have the display off them. I like having the display separate. Whatever. Yeah, that wasn't really much. That wasn't as much of a disassembly as the other ones, really. I mean, granted, that's not much more disassembled than that. I mean, if I did that, it's effectively the same thing. But like, I love that case glass is a separate piece. Weird little piece of glass. I like that a lot. My thingy. My bags will arrive tomorrow, so I can put them away safely. Time is it? 10:45. I'm going to finish up now. I'm tired. I just wanted to do a little test stream. Yeah, I've got good notes from that stream. Good. I'm going to change some stuff a bit. So I'm going to swap the cameras around. Swap them around because I think for the close-up cam, I want the focus. Also, I don't know. It doesn't seem to handle the colors as well down here. I like the handle. But this isn't. It says it's at 60, but it's definitely not. Right, well, let me try something. Because some cameras lower, they're sort of. It's weird. There's advanced settings, but it's not like. I can't do enough with them. Because a lot of cameras will sort of lower the frame rate to capture more light, but that light is as bright as it can be, and that's fucking bright. It's blowing out the other camera. It's so bright. I mean, it looks fine. Is the thing. It might not be 60, but it still looks fine. It's maybe 35, 40. It looks fine. I mean, just like that's definitely smoother. Definitely smoother. If I do it too fast, it doesn't do the animation between them. Foot pedal was a good idea as well. I kind of got the foot pedal and I was like, oh, I wonder if I'll ever use it. But like doing this and being able to just be like, close up cam, it's fucking handy as shit. I'll have a mess with that. Anyway, I'm gonna finish up. That was a good test. Thank you all for coming to the test. That was a valuable test. We've learnt a lot. What do we think? I'm moving the camera back. The close-up cam is just a bit awkwardly. It lives in an awkward place. Otherwise, it hits the wall when I'm folding it back up, which is annoying. How are we feeling about these? Notes. I need notes, chat. Give me notes. Give me notes on that setup. Things that you would like that aren't there, or things that are missing, or like anything. Notes are appreciated, just because Oh, turn my light off. I've got a button on my turn the light off. Give me notes because for your viewing pleasure, and the whole point of the setup is to make it really good for streaming. A little bit of light nudity would be nice. Well, sadly, Twitch TOS. Otherwise, I'd be getting my cock out all the time. Wouldn't be able to stop me getting my cock out. Cock out this, cock out that. He wouldn't, it just. Should be cock all over the place. Yeah, no, that I need to get that. There's a problem with both those cameras. There's a problem with both of those cameras. But I think the Brio is better overall. Even though its frame rate's a little lower, clearly it's a little less smooth. Its color reproduction's better, its exposure's better, its focal length is fucking way better. But I'm gonna swap them around.
Swap them around. See how they look, because I say that face cam is designed to be like a static cam from a bit further away, so it actually might be fine for the top-down view. Yeah. Another mess. And I'll have to set up some music for next time as well, because I think it needs background music. Nice. I just didn't do that this time. I'm gonna go. Is there anyone to raid? Is there anyone live? Is there anyone live? Oh my god, Ashton's is live. Well. Well, isn't that just perfect? What's he doing? What is he doing? Oh, he's doing the Ashton cast. Well, I did basically just rip off Ashton's and Big Clive and DankPod's format. So I might as well just do it. So I had to do it. Tell him I love him. He's my friend. I like him a lot. 40 people here. Which is a small number, but whatever. I'm going to go. I'm going to sleep. Bye. Oh, my mic didn't mute. Why is the button? Why is that stop work? I'll have to do it manually like a pleb. What am I? Poor?